I know you got the PS4 version, but actually you have to have the PS5 to play with PS5 players on GTA for some fucking reason. Yeah, because I moved my character to PS5 and I said, by the way, it's deleting your PS4 character. And I was like, what? Because when you move from PS3 to PS4, they let us keep our... If I was to turn on my PS3 right now, well, the servers are not up anymore. But if the GTA Online servers were still up on PS3, the day that I switched over, my progress would still be on there. I always thought I'd like to go back and it's like a time machine almost. If I can go back and see what my PS3 character was like the day before I switched over to PS4.
Yeah, that is kind of like a time machine, yeah.
Howdy doody. It's race day.
Get away from Joey Logano's car.
That's Parker Kligerman. He won the truck race at Mid-Ohio last week. Earlier, he was interviewing Chase Elliott. I said, hey, both of them won last week.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Getting on the brakes and losing the rear of that race car. If we can get
well, ladies and gentlemen, USA Network is working for now. It did not during the Xfinity race yesterday, and it did not until about 20 minutes ago here, so at least we got the NBC app to back us up. Otherwise, I'd be very angry.
He's leaving for 2311 Racing in 2024 before he hopped in the
Racist.
What that was like this week, he said, it's actually been a distraction, but now I'm ready to focus on winning.
I'm not racist. One of my best friends is a black guy that seems to forget he's black. That's what happens when you're raised by white people from Ohio.
The other end of that move was Denny Hamlin. He's the corner at 23:11, but his job today to drive for.
Ooh, I got a notification for my stream, so I don't have to fucking bring up Google Chrome and all this bullshit.
6 times. He knows exactly the feel he wants in a
This has definitely been a Toyota top racetrack. They just seem to fucking rule here. And if they're not winning, Brad Keselowski usually wins here. But his career's over because he's driving for Roush now, so he probably won't be a factor. Michael, my exact words last night were, I'm too tired to do the SRX race. It's a dirt race. Tony Stewart's going to win anyway. And guess what? Tony Stewart won. Didn't miss a fucking thing. It's not like when Bobby Labonte won Nashville and I hated that I went to bed because I'm like, oh, Bobby ain't won anything since 2003. But it was a dirt race in SRX. I'm pretty sure Tony Stewart's won every fucking one they've done on dirt since that series started. Tony Stewart is a dirt fucking demigod. Kyle Larson is too. What's up? If Truex wins, how much do I get? Like $28? And Michael, you're at the racetrack, ain't you? Somebody's on their phone. Michael's there. He was there yesterday. That Xfinity race was crazy.
I'm sorry, but I'm not traveling. The engine's
I did.
I'll do Dover, though.
Okay, so you know I would go to Connecticut in the summer and stay with my uncle.
Yeah.
And for a couple years in a row, we went to the summer race in New Hampshire. I saw Jimmy Johnson win. Shocker, 2010, Jimmy Johnson winning a race, unheard of. And then in 2011, I saw Ryan Newman win. And Tony Stewart finished second. And Bobby Labonte got a top 10. I think that might have been his last top 10. Might have been. Let's look at race. Well, let's find out. You can go to Racing Reference. We have technology.
We are not barbarians.
Yeah, we have technology. I want to know Bobby Labonte's last top 10 and was I there for it? Oh, you didn't go to the race today? So you went to the Xfinity race, but not the... Well, Xfinity races are great and the tickets are cheap, so...
Yeah.
I put Bobby Labonte because I can't fucking think today. Bobby Labonte, or as my dad liked to call him, Bobby Lobotomy, because he has no personality. Bobby Labonte won his first race in literally almost 20 years last week. I was just like, yeah, pretty great, very excited. I'm like, God damn it, Bobby.
Come on.
Damn it, Bobby. Show some emotion. So we're going to look and see when Bobby Labonte got his last top 10 in Cup. I may have been there. If it was 20, ooh, it looks like I might have been. Hold it. That's his Cup stats, right? Top 10s, top 10s, top 10s. Oh, no, I wasn't. I was not at his last top 10, but I got to see which race it was because I was at one of his last.
Have a championship thing called the Barracuda Championship.
Bobby Labonte's final top 10 was Martinsville in 2012. And the two before that was Daytona 2012 and New Hampshire 2011. I was there. So I got to see his third from last or second from last top 10, whatever. But that was one of his last ones. I remember being like, God damn, Bobby Labonte finished 6th. Hot shit. Good for him.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah. Driving that god-awful 47 car that still runs to this day that actually does decent now. But they had AJ Allmendinger. It never amounted to shit. And I know AJ can drive. We all know AJ can drive. Bobby Labonte spent the last decade of his Cup career bouncing from shit car to shit car because he drove the 18, won a championship in the 18 that Kyle Busch drives. Left after 03, actually no, 05 was his last year. He went winless in 04 and 05. Almost won the 600 in 05. Got passed by Jimmy fucking Johnson on the last lap at Charlotte. Go figure. It went winless and then asked for his release, and he went to drive the 43 car. You've been around long enough to know that 43 car's a death sentence too. Because everybody thought they could rebuild the 43 and make it great again. Well, poor Bobby Labonte could not, as good as he is. And I know he's good. Bobby Labonte could fucking drive. And then from that point on, it was just a downward slide of, like, god-awful rides and languishing in the mid-pack. And then every now and then he'd pop up at New Hampshire or Martinsville, wherever, be like, oh, that's the old Bobby Labonte. You'd see flashes of it here and there. Lobster.
He weighs pretty close to 20 pounds this year.
Yep. I'm hungry. I'll be right back. Xfinity race was really good. And I had to work today, too. What's your excuse for not going to New Hampshire?
You live up there. If they want to look to see that trophy and they want to win it.
Certainly you would be surprised or intrigued that something that interesting could be a trophy for a winner at a racetrack.
There's nothing else to give you that's alive, and you don't know what to do with it.
Alright, yeah, I'd love to win
It's
a New
unique.
Hampshire race. Get some lobster. Heck yeah.
The most unique, for sure.
When you get to victory lane and they hand you a huge lobster, it's kind of cool, really.
I've always wanted to win the lobster.
I've never seen a big, huge lobster like that up close.
You just have to suck it up and hold it. It's not something that you normally do.
Oh my god, what do I do with this thing? That is by far the largest lobster I've ever held. Think all about it.
Oh, stop.
Let's take a look at our starting grid today. And Steve, looking at this right here, the one thing that stands out to me is that excellent job by 2311 sitting there in the second row. Also, Brad Keselowski, great qualifying effort for that team.
Hard to believe Kevin Harvick back there in row 5, still looking for his first win in over 60 races. Tyler Reddick and Hamlin, of course, are on the same row together. That's big news. That's going to
Denny Hamlin, when he won it, was
2024. You look a little bit farther back.
The
With Joe
Scorpion
Rock,
Return
Atlanta
Formation.
will be in row 11.
And a few names here.
You guys remember Denny Hamlin's face with the lobster?
Head speed in practice.
If you don't, let me Google that right now.
Davis starting at 29.
Your nephew loved all the crashes. I hate I didn't take my nephew to the 600 because if you loved crashes, the 600 this year would be for you. That was a crazy race. Let me just look up Denny Hamlin lobster.
All right, Kevin, man. You 4 wins here. You got what you need today.
This was his genuine reaction to the lobster.
I don't really like having to talk to you about that time, but I think
Just a montage of Hamlin being like, ugh.
great job this weekend. We brought our gate car.
Everybody was laughing at him. It's like, dude, it's a fucking lobster. You guys remember the lobster tanks at Ingles and Walmart? Oh, they were so cool.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I used to take one put on the Twilio.
This is a challenging racetrack. What do you think the most difficult part is today?
You remember the Rooster Teeth prank where they acted like the dude's scorpion got out of the tank and they went around the building and they put like fake scorpions and they hid cameras. They put one in the achievement hunter office and you just see Gavin sitting there going, there's a scorpion and a GoPro on my desk. He didn't even react. Everybody else like, oh my god. Gavin just goes, there's a fake scorpion and a GoPro. He saw the camera and Gavin's like eating his sandwich, falls out and he goes, you like that? And you hear Michael going like in the background. It's like, you like that?
Come down to pit road. Well, Dale, I find something interesting.
They kept getting Meg with the scorpion because she was like terrified.
Yes. He comes in this race 15 on the
Basically,
cloud
jump out of her skin trying to get away.
It's like, it's a fake scorpion. All these scorpions creep me out. I don't get creeped out by animals or spiders or whatever, but scorpions, I'm like, don't want no part of that. Those things are fucking just angry.
Best shot to get it done, Kim.
And they typically
Kurt Busch
don't
has
like
3
people.
New Hampshire wins, but the last one came
Never heard
all
of the
the way
pit-
back.
They didn't like Chris Pontius in Jackass 3, I know that.
Get a look right there from Kurt from the
Not a
Monster
whole lot of
Energy
things
onboard
like Chris
camera.
Pontius.
He had the bottom of his mouth dressed up like a knot and was laying upside down, acting like he was going to like fight the scorpion. And he was like, I have long awaited this blood orgy. And the scorpion just goes, ah! like stabs him. I have long awaited this blood orgy.
Series, and in this race last year, he finished second, but they had
and then Pontius was like, God damn it. And they're like, what's wrong, Chris? And he goes, I'm fucking pissed. The scorpion stung me. And Bam's like, what'd you think was going to happen?
Did you get on? Did you get mad at him?
I'm fucking pissed.
He said, my message to them was very
You got money on oh yeah, the IndyCar race is going on right now.
Our procedures. If you follow our procedures, we'll be fine on pit road today.
For the David Lands of the world that actually give a shit, the IndyCar race is going on.
Invite to the playoffs.
301 laps in this.
This barbecue sandwich ain't bad, but
to make it a little different on you crew chief.
it ain't cookout.
Yeah, you gotta have to always.
It ain't Bojangles either.
Yeah, 301 laps.
70 lap stage 1, 115 lap stage 2, that third stage.
I like how this race used to be 300 laps, then they made it 301 one year, and it's just stuck ever since.
You're gonna have to pit in both the second and final stage. And
I used to think, imagine leading on lap 300 then getting fucked over on 301.
New Hampshire this weekend. So what has always been a fuel strategy race, Jeff, I believe these crew chiefs are going to have to hedge their bets.
Well, last year when the Interstate Batteries car didn't do well on the front roads because it was raining. Remember that? I think Truex wins today.
It's going to be really important. So those long runs that we get here.
Bubba Wallace qualified fourth.
Truex sucks. He's garbage. Get him out of laps.
Not to knock Bubba, but that shows you how good Toyota is in New Hampshire. Fucking Bubba qualified fourth.
Thanks again for all the hard work. Remember, guys, crew guys, nice and smooth. Let's find the right strategy.
Yeah, Bubba qualified fourth. That's how you know Toyota's good here.
Coming to the green.
No offense to Bubba, but I'm just saying.
Pull on the pit road.
Bubba qualified fourth.
Chase Elliott
Yeah.
holds the
Don't worry, different pit crew. Maybe things won't be so bad.
Yeah, I remember the crews got switched.
And the green flag.
Truex, the pole sitter, chose the outside lane, gets a really nice start, easily clears the 9.
Bubba is third.
Yeah, that's how I know Toyota's good, doing good here.
I was trying to get that
Bubba going for second.
right there on Chase Elliott.
Hendrick has not been good at New Hampshire over the years for whatever reason.
Yeah, but Chase is a force.
Really
Best
bad
driver in
off
the
the
cup.
turn 2,
It ain't
and they're
even
all
close.
piling around him on the
Where's
outside.
that?
Yeah, that's Bubba.
Even Larson during his fucking God streak last year didn't do that great at New Hampshire.
Really well.
Look at
Yesterday
Bubba.
in the Xfinity race.
That Willie B. And Larson. Yep.
This is not a Hendrick racetrack.
No, it's not. Because I mean, I don't mind New Hampshire, but it's one of those tracks that, you know, you're not going to care a whole lot about, which means we're not going to be good.
I was always confused like with Junior because Junior was really strong at Phoenix and Richmond, but would come to New Hampshire and suck. Couldn't figure that out.
Great look right there, just off the front bumper.
I know we're only 3 laps in, but look at that gap. I feel confident that I might win some money today for the second day in a row.
Finest right here, the 24 of William Byron running that middle lane, the 5 of Kyle Larson.
The Hendrick cars qualified well here for once, except for Bowman, so that's nothing new.
When the last race on the track here yesterday was a modified race, a completely different rubber versus these Goodyears on the car.
You think Harvick or Logano wins? I hope you're wrong. Just kidding, James.
I don't mind cheering for Elliot, Larson, and
totally throughout the day today.
Yeah, I wish it was only going to change for 30 laps. I mean, add that to the crew chiefs.
Is there going to be a competition caution because it rained?
Not just when to pit and when you need tires, but
hopefully not.
What your car's doing, but what you think it's going to do. You're trying to stay ahead as we're on board with Allmendinger and this Goldfish Cam right here. Looking forward to Tyler Reddick.
Listening to the engine.
Goldfish Casino sluts. Sorry, sluts.
A minimum of 4 shifts.
That's a Beavis and Butthead joke.
Here throughout the lap.
They thought the old lady was talking about doing sluts just like them, but she was saying slots.
They tried to put the camera on Ross and it started lagging out, and then they switched it.
Very little banking on it. It's hard to make grip. It's hard to go to the throttle and get the rear tires to hook up. So Tyler Reddick in that outside car, he knows that. So he's going to try to pinch AJ all he can.
Oh, whoa, Alex Bowman, Todd Dillon, Josh Balicki. Dick crash.
Well then,
there's Bowman.
Josh Balicki.
Coincidentally, Ty Dillon they've announced that Ty Dillon will not be back in the 42 next year.
Good. You better not get another ride.
Maybe he was like, take this.
He's going to get the 8 car the year after next because Tyler Reddick after next year is going to drive for Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. So you know Ty Dillon's going to get the 8 car.
Unfortunately.
Bad contact there for the.
If they put somebody else in the 8 car, I'd be
At the end
stunned.
of the day, looks like there's
They should, but they
issues
won't.
with the suspension there as we see the replay.
Looks like
42
Justin Haley.
gets into the door of the 31.
What the? Oh,
Correction back up the racetrack into.
okay, that was like 3 things at once. I thought the wreck was going to be Haley wrecking Briscoe and causing these guys to wreck.
Here comes the 77 sliding in.
Yeah.
Damage to the right
And
side
then
door.
Bowman
that
was
and
right
the left
there,
rear.
so.
This will be another good look.
Chain reaction.
Yeah, just going for the same real estate. We saw some similar things there yesterday.
Well, that's what happens when you have to run around Ty Dillon.
78 hard into the outside wall. BJ McLeod, he's pulled down.
James, I agree. If Harvick was going to win anywhere this year, this would be one of the places I'd bet on him.
Correction.
Yeah, but he
it
didn't
looks like maybe
qualify that well,
he
did
got right rear quarter.
He's top 10. He's 8th right now.
Oh, 8th. Okay.
And one thing about this track that people don't
Ow.
realize is while you think they're on the straightaway,
That's
the
an
Them Dillon
corners
brothers
last
are known
longer.
for
Like you're
getting
pulling
hard-ass
lateral
hits.
way.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like the wrecks Austin Dillon's been in.
Oh, I mean, hell,
Costin's out.
last week.
Last week, how about the one where me and you thought he died?
Yeah, that when he hit the fence at Daytona.
And his car was literally nothing.
It was a wreck so scary, Dale Jr. was in the process of winning the race and going, holy shit, is he okay? Jr. was looking behind him.
I'll never forget that wreck.
He saw the 3 car fly in the fence and he went, oh my God. Oh, and the part that people forget about that wreck. So everybody remembers Austin Dillon flying into the fence. About 30 seconds after the wreck, here comes Brad Keselowski flying in at 180 miles an hour, hits him again. It's like, why are you... Dude, there's a crash on the front stretch and you guys came flying in and the race is over. And they crash into what's left of Austin Dillon's car and send it fucking spinning around upside down.
I remember that, yeah. He had went spinning, yeah.
I still want to know the story of how the hell Keselowski comes in there that fast when the race is over and there's wrecked shit everywhere on the front stretch. Slow down. Like, damn. Austin Dillon's car went over Tony Stewart's car into the fence. Because Tony Stewart had an onboard camera. Harvick caused that wreck because he blocked Denny Hamlin for 2nd or 3rd behind Junior and wrecked the field. Which was just Harvick's dress rehearsal for what he was going to do at Talladega that fall when he wrecked the whole fucking field on purpose at the end of the race. We should have seen it coming. Boy, they just don't make women like Maurice, do they, Anthony? They showed a commercial for Miz and his wife or whatever.
Yeah, Miz and...
So I was like, damn. They just don't build people like that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Ty ran a good race yesterday. He pissed off Austin Hill. They were like yelling at each other in the garage after the race. And Ty Dillon said something about, dude, if you ever make it to Cup, you better get used to this shit. It's like, dude, you're in Cup, but you might as well not be in Cup. You might as well have never been. You've never been competitive. So what would you know what Cup racing's like?
Definition in-car cameras, current position tracker, and pit stop.
Outside of your one good race a year, which is usually Daytona in the summer, he seems to pop up and do well in that race.
Visit NASCAR.com/drive or download the NASCAR mobile app. Under caution here at New Hampshire, big crash on the back straightaway, and this kind of started, guys, almost going into turn 1. We're going to take a look at this.
Yeah, it really did. A battle for track position. You can see the 42 car of Dillon on the bottom and the 31 car of Haley in the 3rd lane. Haley's trying to gain position with the guys in front of him. Goes to turn and
to
run
get
the
under
bottom,
Briscoe.
much like we saw a little bit ago
Push Briscoe
in a battle for the front. He does not know that Ty is there. They make contact, now Ty is along for the ride, and everybody behind them just gets caught up, nowhere to go.
Yeah, Ty gets to trying to correct his car for the racetrack into the 48.
Just fucked up.
And everyone just piles
Well, remember, the 42's not technically an RCR car, even though because Ty Dillon's driving it, we can pretty much bet that it is. Not officially, though. It's not an RCR car. Wink, wink. Should I waste 6 more hours of my life trying to get that capture card to function right on my computer?
Yes.
I probably will, because I got 2 days off.
I bet you should spend more time than that.
At least I can afford to spend the time today. I went in at 6 this morning. 6 to 1. which is good. So it was nice having 2 hours in the store without stupid people getting in the way. Am I in your way? No, I just like watching you shop. Like, yes, they're in my fucking way. And don't talk to me. Fucking tater wedges should be better than that, but that's pretty fucking awful. For some reason, I just remembered that video of Metallica hanging out backstage, and the camera pans over to Kirk, and he's got a napkin wiping his mouth, and he just looks at Lars, and he goes, "Fucking piece of shit cake." Lars goes, "Piece of shit cake?" And Kirk's like, "Yeah, piece of shit cake." There's a funny video of them recently. They were doing Nothing Else Matters at a show somewhere, and Kirk's playing the fucking doon 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 doon, and he's like bam bam, like he misses a note, and then he goes burnt burnt burnt, and as he's hitting the notes, he starts dropping to his knees and just lays down in the middle of the stage, and he's like, he fucked up the easiest song. That's literally the easiest Metallica song, and he fucked it up, and he's like, lays down. That shit was funny. And then 5 minutes later, they're playing the song, and him and James are doing the little solo part, and you can still see Kirk is still going, shaking his head, and James is like, pats him on the back while he's playing. He's like, calm down.
What's a bad miracle? Oscar?
Of all the songs to fuck up, though.
And redefined modern art with Get Out and Us. Now, he reimagined
half of this
the
race
summer movie, The New Pop Nightmare.
Well, it's just like the start of last year when it rained.
Nope. In theaters Friday. Leading the field with some of the unique views today, we have the Coca-Cola Pace Car Cam.
I do love this shot right here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't see a lot of this shot today, because that means we'll be under caution a lot.
I'm not going to lie, when I look back there and see that Interstate Batteries, that is Martin Truex Jr. Y'all can help remind me. Because if I put Kyle Busch in that paint scheme,
it's not Bobby Labonte, it's not Kyle Busch, it's Martin Truex in the Interstate Battery. It ain't Ty Gibbs.
Well, to make things even better, Kyle Busch is driving the 18 to walk car, so...
Yeah, the 18 to walk car was what got me with that one, too.
A little bit of cleanup. We heard some radio about either some...
Why do they just NBC the official picking up something?
But the safety crew's up there cleaning it up.
Well, thank God for that. So, Bubba going to be on the front row, and that hideous-ass DraftKings car that looks like candy corn.
A lot of the drivers, what to do.
I know everybody said they liked the DraftKings paint scheme. I'm not a fan.
The
Trackhouse cars have the best paint schemes every week. Suarez's car looks pretty sweet today, too.
I would use it, but I'm going to stop. It was just company terms, but it sounds like fourth is better. So drivers learning here.
Shiny metallic blue, because you're allowed to have shiny numbers now on the side of your cars.
About what drivers would use, and we know that they might actually use third or fourth.
You can't have the shiny metallic numbers on the roof of your car, but you can have them on the door.
Here showing you the in-car camera with Kurt Busch during this restart. Let's watch what he does and pay attention to what year he's in through turns 1 and 2.
The first thing I saw was a bunch of switches. Fans on and off, getting everything right.
And also, drivers are trying to learn which lane to choose. See, Bubba Wallace pick the inside, Truex Jr. pick the outside.
I think the outside's better, but if you can be on the front row, pick the inside. If you're not the leader.
Go Bubbles.
He's down on the bottom groove here.
Now move up and get in front of Chase and protect the tops. The speed off the corner is going to be off the top. There you go, Bubba.
Fucking pansy ass block on my Chase.
I want to see Chase get blocked so the Chase fans will freak out after last week. Oh, God damn it, he blocked Chase.
He never got in the gear where he had to downshift.
You bought a Trackhouse Ross Chastain shirt. I wanted to buy a Ross shirt at Darlington, but all the shirts kind of suck. Maybe they got new ones now. I guess I'll see when I'm back at Darlington here in a couple months.
You would never do that in the old car because you
That's the next race we're going to. I think it's Darlington.
To run third gear. So that'll be interesting to see if any of those guys drop down in the third gear at any point. Even on old tires, we've talked about guys maybe getting so slow in the middle of the corner to use a third gear.
Fucking piece of shit cake.
Really
I could go for a piece of shit cake. A piece of shit cake's better than no cake.
I'm not even sure it's become so natural to them now. They just
Oh, Larson, don't ever drive that on the bottom.
Explaining when and why and how. It's just second nature, kind of like the pedals in the steering.
He doored him a little bit on the front stretch. Just a little.
Kyle Larson working hard to get by Busch. It's just such a
Eric Almirola's reconsidering retirement. He might come back next year.
He wants to run up the racetrack, then turn left and drive off the bottom. That's what he wants to do in his car. But
I like to take credit for Almirola winning New Hampshire last year because I shit-talked him early in that race saying he was a fucking loser. Then he won. Bubba is catching Truex for the lead.
In the second position, that number 23 DraftKings Toyota. And Bubba has not been good here at New Hampshire. And he is
I guess if he finishes this well, we won't have to see the comments on Facebook from the boomers on a post that has nothing to do with Bubba that say, LOL, where's Bubba? It's like in your head, apparently, because you won't shut up about him.
And Truex wins where Bubba finished.
We have to come to the racetrack every week and hold nothing back. This weekend. Have a nice run so far.
Yeah.
A lot of conversation earlier this year about this pit crew on the 23 car, and good news, you're running well. Bad news, it will be a focus, right? You're going to be focused on coming down pit road. If you make a mistake at the front of the
There's
field,
Kevin Harvick.
Everyone to see the 4 of Kevin Harvick on board with the Hunt Brothers Pizza Cam, working underneath the 24.
Hunt Brothers Pizza. I wouldn't feed that to a dog. I'll eat DiGiorno before I'll eat Hunt Brothers.
A few more laps on the racetrack.
I've been willing to bet Harvick went in there and was like, give me whatever Almirola
figured,
wants
even though these cars drive completely different, just learning the track, understanding what grooves are working without the treatment or the resin being put down, it's a whole new ball game than what they've had in the past.
you mentioned downshifting. There's an upshift for Harvick. Watch in the one, he downshift. Boom, there's his downshift. He's way early in the corner when he's downshifting. A lot of different thoughts and ideas about why you downshift with this car. A lot of drivers talk about when you downshift those extra RPMs, make the rear end of the car get into the racetrack better, makes more grip, you can be more aggressive driving, and of course, Steve, with the...
I already want to eat the rest of these.
Right here as well.
Not yet. If Truex wins, I'll eat them when he wins. And I get money.
Byron ran, despite the issues they had in yesterday's race, he said it really helped him hone in on...
Stop it, USA Network.
He hadn't thought before. The lanes you can use, the lanes that work on a restart, so he feels better prepared.
I like watching the race and not being a full minute behind the rest of the world.
Practice for that car you're seeing right there, but right now he's reporting boost through the entire corner. Byron running 7.
We're going back to that conversation of shifting. Not only is it new to the drivers, but the engine shops have got a little concerns with this because while the upshifts...
Don't worry, Chastain has not pissed off Tyler Reddick this year.
If you make Tyler Reddick mad, then I...
Yeah, it takes a lot. Reddick's so fucking chill. You can't make him mad because he should have punched Briscoe in the face after Bristol. I'd have punched him. So I'm sorry I didn't mean to do that. Well, I'm not sorry that I'm going to fucking do this because you cost me my first
Dude,
win.
he was one when Tyler Reddick won his race and he got out. I was like, "Are you not excited? Are you just following
2311 Racing in the year 2000.
Not only does he get his first win at Road America, he then announces he's leaving RCR after next year. Good for you.
So great. Why drivers love this racetrack. And there's just
RCR loses another talented driver because they can't fucking keep him.
the second groove, then move to
Because they can't give him the shit they need because they're too busy trying to make his dumbass, Richard Childress' dumbass grandkids relevant.
It might be a while before RCR has another talent.
Richard Childress will have to die before that company turns around.
It's hard to do because there's not much left. But
And then it's just going to be run by the Dillons. I don't know if they can run it or not. We don't know.
RCR just needs to sell it in the June. Give Junior 3 and the 8.
Because good mad drivers can still make great car owners. See Justin Marks, who was just like a decent, okay-ish driver. Maybe Austin Dillon will be a good car owner one day because I figure he'll run it one day.
those little black seams are very slick. You don't
Mike Dillon will run it first. That's his dad.
that seam too long.
I figure if something happens to Richard Childress, Mike Dillon runs it.
In your basement, you slip your foot across the floor. It's kind of what it feels like when you put the tire on that. Parker.
Yeah, I was having a conversation.
I bet AJ loves all this shifting they have to do on these tracks now. Road course guy.
High side, I commit to the high side. He goes, you have to brace for when you go across them and sort of set the car up to be like, all right, I'm now going to go across those seams because he said it just loses all grip. It becomes highly unpredictable to figure out where the car is. So those seams are really tough for these drivers in this next gen.
And Jeff, that's always been a
Remember when Denny and Brad used to hate each other?
The drivers, but it seems with this car, we thought that might change with the bigger tire, but it's still there.
And then they got over it, and then they hated each other again.
You know, go across that seam. You're
Every
also
race
changing
Truex
banking
wins.
because all those
He
screws
stinks
have
the
different
fuck up.
banking. So sometimes
He don't
Truex struggles to win races where you actually able to keep up with it because he's not aggressive enough. He's a pushover. Truex insists on beating people straight up. Not everybody else feels that way.
This is home. No, they don't. Home area for his partner, RFK, right? Roush Fenway, Keselowski, Fenway in the Fenway group, known in the New England.
Everybody in that top 10 but Truex will rough your ass up. Maybe not Larson. Larson and Truex won't rough you up. But everybody else in that top 10 will rough your ass up.
It's really close right there. Suarez up the racetrack.
Look at Suarez's car. I told you it was awesome. It's got shiny, metallic, silver numbers on the side. Chrome numbers. If USA Network allow you to see it.
The 47 team and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. have struggled on, Steve. Tracks where you got to use a lot of braking. That seems to be a place they've struggled.
Ricky's not good.
Really good on the super speedways.
I talked to
Oh, Ricky's got a lead foot.
On air during qualifying, and they didn't hide from this.
Kyle Busch running 18th.
Ford Performance Cam. They both told me
at one of his better tracks.
We use the brakes. Stenhouse said we took everything, put it on the table, all the setup items, and if anything was common between
because Ty Dillon can't fucking hold a wheel straight. 4 cars out of the race because Ty Dillon can't hold it straight. Truex, Bubba, and Chase.
Be right back.
That's right, fucking suck.
The fucking red roof number made all the difference in the world on the Interstate Batteries car because I thought it was kind of plain and shitty till they changed the roof number to red. We're talking about paint schemes because Truex is stinking up the race. What's your favorite Interstate Batteries paint scheme, everybody? I tell you what's my least favorite was Kyle Busch's watermelon car. The watermelon Interstate Batteries car. Remember it had these weird stripes? I hated that shit. It looked like a fucking clown car. Looked like something Ronald McDonald would drive, except it was green, so it was like vegan McDonald's or something. I had a die cast, and it's probably around here somewhere. It was a 164 Bobby Labonte's Interstate Batteries car from 2000, I think, and it was really nice. I like the Dale Jarrett one. You know, that was a paint scheme that stayed the same for a long time. They just slightly altered it. Interstate Batteries has been with Joe Gibbs Racing since '93. That's a long fucking time. There's actually a van around here that's painted like Bobby Labonte's Interstate Battery. You've probably seen it around. It's parked around here. Yeah. It's painted like one of Bobby Labonte's old cars. That fucker's still around. We go into fucking beer stores around here and I can still see like Rusty Wallace cardboard cutouts in the corner. There's all kinds of NASCAR shit in stores around here that never gets replaced. I saw a picture on Twitter this morning of a GameStop in Colorado whose entire window is like from 2007. It's a Halo 3 mural that they just never took down. And it's still in the window of a GameStop in Colorado. Well, that's kind of cool.
I'd shop there.
Yeah.
You want to tune in to NBC Sports on Sirius XM, NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, live Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. This week we got Kyle Petty. You know
Kyle Petty, know what I mean? He says that a lot. Know what I mean? Okay.
Listen to Kyle, see what he's got to say. Our aerial coverage today.
I love Kyle Petty. He's ruthless when he critiques drivers. It's pretty funny. He defended Ross Chastain like we did after last week. Because Kyle Petty said everybody's making a big deal. It's like, oh, if something goes wrong, it's Ross's fault even when it's not. It's like, chill out. When he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. But the Truex thing last week was not his fault. So, you know, something happens. Oh, it must have been Ross. Oh, God, he was within 10 car lengths of a wreck. Must have been Ross.
This weekend, Kevin has been terrific at racetracks where he's comfortable, and he has a lot of laps in this new car.
2 Stewart Haas cars in the top 10. Take a fucking picture of that. You don't see that anymore.
And he just had a sense, long runs.
I like how Stewart Haas is just Roush Racing with all the good years cut out. Now, they had good years, but it was like Roush was really good for like almost 30 years, and then they just steadily declined ever since. Stewart Haas was like, good, great, and now they went straight to the shitty part. They skipped the decline and just went all the way to the shitty part.
It is fair to focus your effort at tracks where your driver feels more comfortable. We've made a lot about the track and the lack of the sticky stuff they use to spray on it. I actually thought this was going to help Kevin Harvick. It's kind of like a throwback to the old school And you know that Easter egg.
It's early. He'll be fine.
He was always the best.
It's not easy to pass here.
Odd lines. Remember that line he used to run off the corner as we ride right here? We're going to stay on board. I want to see what he does off turn 4. He used to enter in the middle, but exit higher than every other car, Jeff. You think that's just a field thing for Kevin?
I don't think it's a field thing, but I also think that was a traction compound thing. I don't know that that'll be available today. I can't wait to see, because I know he's going to try it. He always exited really high right there. But I agree with you. I think the fact that there was no traction compound.
I'm getting myself socked up to fuck with that capture card later. Spent 6 hours on it. I couldn't get it to work. It would work, but my computer wouldn't show it. The screen would just flicker.
I think Chase saw that car coming, getting a little bigger in the mirror, and decided to hand him that.
Larson just passed Chase for third.
Sometimes we would see it in practice, and even early in the race, if a car.
Your nephew's 14 and he's taller than Ty Gibbs.
Now Chase can be like, okay, wait, I thought I was too fast.
You gotta see Noah Gregson and Landon Castle got disqualified after yesterday.
We actually need to fix something else.
It's like, oh, that's how Landon Castle was able to dominate a race. The car wasn't legal.
That accident right at the start of the race. Their teammate Alex Bowman.
Well, you know, RCR's got to feel real good. You know, they might be losing Tyler Reddick, but they still got Austin Dillon, who's running a solid 29th right now.
I mean, we qualified bad, and then you're back there with a bunch of people you don't want to be around, and unfortunately, they were.
Why does Alex Bowman look like he just had a stroke? Look at him.
Like the 42 and the 31.
He's like
42 just overcorrected and stuff doesn't make sense. Bummer, I hate it.
Man, what's that? 2 out of the last 3 weeks, he got taken out by a mediocre driver. Corey LaJoy 2 weeks ago. Ty Dillon today. 48's got to be tired of getting wrecked by these mediocre drivers, although they need to qualify better.
A lot of frustration, but a lot of different tracks. These next 6 races.
Harvick making a pass on his teammate, last year's winner. Cars are starting to come and go. That's why you're starting to see some more passing, like Larson passed Chase. Now Harvick passed Almirola.
If an Almirola or a Harvick could go up and win, you know, Bowman has a win. They used to be, oh man,
they're teammates, but they're racing each other for points.
If we get a 14th, Bowman has had such poor points days. This should probably move him almost behind Cindric.
Truex with a win would be
scored guy with a win.
Yeah.
That is insane to me.
Come on, USA. You've been doing good for the first 38 laps.
I'm really struggling here. I got no grip on entry, bouncing really bad. Just trying to manage here. Just bouncing real bad. Hold on, we'll do our best here.
Bouncy, like Trevor said, GTA 5. I don't think you ever played that side mission, did you? Trevor is going around. He meets this real estate guy who's like a real estate scammer, and he's having Trevor go around and like sabotage all these other real estate deals or whatever. And he tells Trevor that if he does it for him, he can get him some bouncy. Talking about like a prostitute or whatever. It turns out it's the guy's wife, and even Trevor's like disgusted. It's funny because he's like, hey, meet up for a little bouncy. They keep saying bouncy. And then it's like Trevor goes in, and then it says like 2 hours later he comes out, and the guy's like, how was it? And Trevor's like, not bad, little bony, but not bad. And the guy's like, well, she's my wife. And Trevor's like, when you make Trevor go, you've done something wrong.
They can have, or maybe that is something. Maybe can raise the height of the car or get themselves in a position where the
bouncy.
A little bit more comfortable, Marty.
And Steve, here's the other conflict.
Look how fucking tight Ross's car looked there before they cut away.
Ross Chastain, a nice battle between Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin as well. Brad makes that pass. The high groove you're talking about going into turn 3, where those bumps are, well, that's where the remainder of the PJ1 is. It's high in turns 3 and 4. So, Jeff, you got to...
Denny. Damn.
Mr. Ross.
Catch a little bit of that.
No, it's okay if Denny does it to you. We've established that over the years. Denny Hamlin can do whatever he wants to you.
Comparable to the cars behind
Not in the fucking game.
Watch these 2 great battles happening. One at the top of the screen there between the 11 trying to get by the 6 car of Keselowski. What do you got, Parker?
Well, guys, I was talking to this team earlier this morning, and they were pumped up after qualifying.
Denny's got to be hella mad. What the fuck? We can't pass a Roush car?
That might not sound like a lot, but
they only have one top 10
in the last.
Brad's really good here, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Kind of like the year I went to short. Remember Casey Kane drove a shitty 95 car for about a year, and it was awful. Oh no, that was the 4 car. That was years ago. This is after he left Hendrick.
Like the one Matty D.
They drove the 95 car that Matty D ran, and it was bad. But they show up to Charlotte, and Casey Kane finished 6th. And it's like, oh, because Casey was always good at Charlotte, so no matter how bad the car is, he can still carry it. I think you're seeing that with Keselowski. It's like, yeah, this car sucks, but this is like Brad's best track. So I'm not surprised he's running well. Allmendinger's passing Ron Blaney. who almost won here last year. And now Tyler Reddick's passing Ryan Blaney.
Falling back to 15. But Colleague Racing, the only team, the team of that 16 that Allmendinger's running in, they haven't had a lot to beat.
Hey, those two finished 1-2 here last year.
All in. They've been around this sport for a long, long time, so a run like this today could be a big deal for them.
I mentioned the playoffs.
Top 4 for this race last year.
All those
Brad was top 4
this year. Truex, Wallace.
Yeah, Brad, Blaney, Bell, and Almirola were the best cars here last year.
So it's early in the race, but this continues. Pressure is going to.
And somewhere the Fox directors at home look at these idiots on NBC and USA showing multiple camera angles at once. Don't you know you're supposed to zoom in on just one car at a time and follow it?
They were playing some
fucking amateurs.
Music.
I still want to know what that song was in that Mr. Incredible meme video that would go, you know, that song. That song was fucking cool. I got to pick up playing San Andreas again tonight or tomorrow. See, it's my options. Either I work on the capture card or just say fuck the capture card and stream more San Andreas tonight. I'm at the end of San Fierro, basically. I'm at the end of that chapter. That's the best chapter of the game. I love San Fierro. It's like the best designed city in GTA to
I like
me.
San Fierro.
Because it's the hills and shit. Cop chases in San Fierro are so fun. You're just going up and down those hills.
I guess I kind of prefer Las Venturas.
Really? I thought Las Venturas is the weaker one of the cities.
I
like the big fucking highway that goes around the outside of it. That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
San Andreas is just such a well-designed map.
Yes, it is. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
When you get it all unlocked and everything, there's so much to do.
I'm like a couple missions away from having the whole thing unlocked. I've got a save file where I have unlocked everything, but on this one, I'm right at the end of San Fierro. About to do driving school. You don't have to do driving school, but I always do it because the missions you get after you do driving school and buy the showroom are really cool. Then you can do like imports and exports. I remember when I was 11 years old and had the time to go do all the exports because it takes for fucking ever because you got to get those cars to spawn.
Alex on his radio, he's looking for a ride and he drives like an idiot.
Once again, Alex Bowman getting wrecked by mediocre drivers. But the 48 car has mediocre speed right now, so it's kind of the team's fault.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, what were you expecting?
I've seen so many drivers over the years that are good, qualify poorly, get wrecked early, and get out and go, well, that's what we fucking get for qualifying poorly because we were back there with these fucking bozos.
USA's new show has.
And Bowman pretty much said that when he got out of the car.
Which one of them is sabotaging?
I love Dale Jr. doing ad reads because he's so uncomfortable with it.
Snake in the Grass.
Snake, presented by Blue Emu.
On USA, guys, I think that's something we need to try.
They haven't gotten Junior to say Blue Emu today.
Rick is guilty right now.
If I like you guys, I like you guys a lot.
Chris, what was your time on City Slicking in San Andreas? Did you get gold on City Slicking at the end of driving school?
Here for you guys to take a look at.
And I want to know if these are close calls or frustration, right? These two raced for a bunch of
Cindric and Custer?
They're outside the top 20. Now they're way down on the straightaway, and they kind of bang doors.
Close call for the 41. He looked like he's about to turn it back into the fence.
Yeah.
Custer's probably frustrated he's having a shitty cup career, and Cindric just doesn't take any shit. Hamlin put the bumper to see. Remember, Denny Hamlin can do whatever he wants to you. Denny Hamlin just slammed Keselowski out of the way.
Oh, yeah, because Denny's like...
And I know they've got history, but...
I've been waiting all year to be racing up here, and I'm going to get every inch I can.
Yeah, remember, do unto others, but not to Denny Hamlin.
Like I mentioned, listen, Fenway, I talked to him down on pit road. He was wearing a Boston Red Sox hat, had that big smile. When you come home New England, and one of your owners is the Fenway group, you want to put a show on. This team got penalized 100 points early in the year. They are so far out of it on points. They have to win a race. And, you know, trying to turn things around. I give Brad credit. Racing tough.
How's Bubba running second?
Another driver who's not afraid of putting the show on is right there behind Brad Keselowski, and that's number 1 of Ross Chastain.
Austin Dillon is lower in points than the 43. Let that sink in. Look at that. He's below the... And Eric Jones is a great driver, don't get me wrong, but it's the 43. 43's been better this year. A lot of the B and C level cars have shown improvements this year, speed-wise, and the 43 is one of them.
For whatever reason, we just find a way. We give Ross the car that he needs, and he just makes the air work for him and gets those passes done. He was doing that early on this race.
Oh, Haas Chastain. Everything's Ross Chastain's fault.
And Reddick, I asked him, I said, you've been good at Phoenix, you had speed at Gateway, does that give you confidence? He said, No.
Low resale value on your home. Goddamn Ross Chastain.
So much trouble. They've loosened up the car. They upset the car. Right now, Tyler Reddick, the main thing he's saying is, I am tight in traffic, currently running in the 14th spot. Marty?
Tight in traffic. What are you doing that in traffic for? It's illegal. There's Kyle. But look at Kyle basically driving the...
Doesn't have a DeWalt car. I love it, but why?
I like the numbers don't even look legible. That's a big word.
Well, I tell you what, so successful here at New Hampshire in the past. After the run they had at Gateway a couple of weeks ago.
I wish I was a Kyle Busch fan so I would collect this diecast, although I'd be broke. I'd be homeless and have nothing but those diecast card boxes to keep me, you know, warm. And I think my USA is about to give out.
Into the top 5.
Oh.
Damn you.
Experience level between these two.
We almost made it to the end of stage 1 before we had serious issues.
For a long time. And got a second and a half to chase Elliott.
I knew Bubba would wreck at Larson because he said the N-word.
Up front, the top 3. Our leader,
Hamlin passing his best
Larson
friend.
gets to Bubba every bummer.
Some of those guys back to
wreck that. And you're in the top.
Stenhouse is the last car on the lead lap, and he's giving Truex a lot of shit right now, but Truex has a huge lead, so.
I'm the crew chief. Listen, man.
There's only 15 to go. Stenhouse, fight.
All you can, even if you get lapped, then we're in the free pass position. Try to chase that 19 down. Try to stay in the.
He's going to have to chase the 21 down because Truex will lap the 21 here in a second.
Trying to save this lap could change his entire day. Right in front of the 19 now is the 21 of Harrison Burton. Same thing. And make some adjustments, but now he is panicking.
Trying to get to the end of stage 1 before I switch.
They like freezing on Truex's car.
And Truex is...
Somebody reset the simulation. We're on the save file where Truex doesn't win now.
You guys have led races. You don't care about these other guys, right? You're trying to lap them all and just put the best race together.
Somebody hit the rewind feature from NASCAR 08 on the PS2 where you can rewind time and go back, and if you get fucked over, you have like 30 seconds to be like, and rewind the race.
As possible.
That was a good feature in those NASCAR games, although the temptation to abuse it. Because, okay, if you get fucked over, hit the rewind button, it'll set you back 15 seconds ago, and then you keep going. But it's like a great feature, but you can abuse the shit out of it. The moment something bad happens, oh, I made a bad corner, and the guy's catching me. Rewind it back. Usually, I think it would give you like 3 per race you could rewind.
There's an opportunity to try to find that spot at the bottom of the screen. The 1 and the 8 continue to battle for just outside the top 10. I think this is for the 13th position. The 5-car Larson can make up so much ground on corners.
You guys like that statement RCR put up after it was announced that Reddick is leaving after next year?
Now when he's trapped behind this lower...
We haven't had a situation like that since Casey Kane. Casey Kane left the 9-car, Evernham, Petty, whatever, and signed with Hendrick. But Mark Martin was signed through 2011, so Casey had to find something to do. He drove the Red Bull car for a year. So this is going to be the first time that's happened where it's like they know Reddick's leaving, but he's leaving after next year. So he's got a whole other year and a half.
I wonder what Reddick's going to find.
Well, it's going to be, he's either going to be Kurt Busch's teammate and Bubba's teammate or just one or the other. Because I think Denny said that they want to go to 3 cars, but they don't know if they can. And if the simple thing would be if Kurt Busch retires, Reddick gets the 45. If Kurt Busch doesn't want to retire, then you've just got to try to figure out a 3rd car. And they're not going to get rid of Bubba, I'm pretty sure. Not yet. I don't know what Bubba's contract is, but I'm pretty sure he's locked in for a while.
And I mean, I'm sorry. I like Tyler Reddick, but
yeah.
I'm not giving up Bubba Wallace for Reddick.
Ideally, they'd have 3 cars. I think that's the goal, is to have 3 cars. I don't know. I'd give up Bubba for Reddick. I think Reddick's the better driver. But Bubba's under contract, so
if I had to, but they're not going to have to.
By the way, we had to switch to the NBC app because my cable's frozen.
Reddick keeps getting the same, horrible, just bad luck that Bubba gets.
In the Cup Series, and now he's racing
the same spot.
The good thing for Reddick is, like, okay, I've signed with a team who's only in their 2nd year, and they're still growing, and they have a whole other year to get better before I get there. So,
yeah.
2024 is a long ways away.
Yes, it is.
A little over a 3-second lead, lapping all the way up inside the top 25.
But in the meantime, you're stuck driving for this team that you basically said, yeah, I'm quitting on you guys.
Side by side down the front straightaway.
But you would think they would know that, so they would just be using you to try to set up their car.
Then the 34 car there.
I don't know.
McDowell. He's been
Larson for 2nd.
struggling with this 34 car early in this first stage. Bubba
Michael
back on the
McDowell road
outside.
racers
Not getting that position up too easily.
Truex is a 3.5 second lead.
Larson will try to roll real tight right there around the
Stays like this, we're grateful for stages.
He's going to get a little tight.
Every race he
Here,
fucking
that last car down when he crossed the nose of the 5.
Truex.
That was a race.
It's like,
car.
and it's
lane with a lap car too.
Oh, Larson.
All the way to the bottom.
He's putting me to sleep.
Trying to get under McDowell.
When it, guys in the chat, in the comments, can you name an exciting race that Truex won? Because I'm trying to think. Okay,
Larson made Darlington interesting.
Martinsville last spring. Martinsville last spring was really good. I think that was the one that Truex won.
Yeah, because unless NASCAR's doing it, it's hard to make
I know you're working
Martinsville
hard. I'm going to work hard. We see
You
Mike
can't
McDowell
win
in
by
that
10
34. I just want to bring up today he's not having the day he wants.
Truex could have one time. The only reason he didn't is because William Byron ran second, was up his ass all day. Other than that, it was like a horrible Martinsville race.
But a lot to build on from a great start to the season.
See Chase Elliott in the middle of the screen there, trying to join this battle for second place. Chasing fourth, just ahead of Kevin.
I guess Michael McDowell's hot streak is over. He's already way off the pace, laps down. He's one lap down and nowhere close to being the first car lap down. So McDowell had a good streak while it lasted.
I talked to him this morning and he said, you know, I haven't always been great here, but he had confidence in his crew chief, Blake Harris, because of what Blake brought from
Harvick's fifth.
short tracks. That's certainly not working for them here today. And that's partly because
Kyle Busch running 19th, though. That's confusing. Yeah, good, but weird.
It's not a good day for us, and I'm going to be disappointed. So you have to imagine he is certainly disappointed in 27th, and they might have to take a big swing at that race car, Michael McDowell.
You know, this track, we could talk.
So I feel better about myself. You want some, Anthony?
They're really good.
They're fucking amazing.
I don't even like Twizzlers.
Take two if you want.
Like that. That ain't no
I
Twizzler.
have been on both ends of that.
It's like a fucking wishbone. Excalibur.
The thing is, Steve, there's a lot of time. We talked about when we came on air how much this racetrack is going
Pretty
to
fucking good.
change. You can make your car better. You're
I
still
love
not
orange
out.
cream soda.
Me too.
I love it.
You know, we're sitting right with a guy who,
Shitty-ass
you know, we
fucking
call him the mayor,
three-car.
but we also, when we come to New Hampshire, we call him
Places
Mr.
are
New
fucking
Hampshire,
right.
because he's dominated his racetrack.
Yep.
You've had dominant cars, just like
Yep.
Truex has earlier.
I miss being able to cheer for RCR
Stay on top of it.
back in the Harvick, Jeff Burton, Clint Boyer days.
Austin Dillon running like 8 one day, and I'll be like, all right.
Go back to their notes. Do
You're running
the
all
best
right
guess
today.
you
I wanna see
can
if you
about
can do it.
what is this track going to do.
And
You
then
have
for
to
the
stay
next
aggressive
10
with the
weeks in a
changes.
row, it's
you
like,
can't
we
be
won't
afraid
get it
to make a
worse.
bad change. You have to be thinking positive and trying to make a good change.
Yeah, these are
If
good.
not,
I hate
somebody else
Twizzlers.
will, Parker.
These
You
are
find a way to
awesome.
get better.
I'm a whore for Twizzlers, and these are amazing.
I'm more excited for the performance of the 19 than Martin Truex would be his crew chief, James Small, who before this race told me it was keeping him up at night, almost thinking about if this car would get too loose over the long
It's
run.
magic. It's a creamsicle, but not cold.
The car spread loose. It gets to the point where we
Oh, now
just
you got
can't
me
drive it. It loses that right rear grip, and we can't get it back. He said, I just hope we can have that long run pace. Well, I think they absolutely enjoy the long run pace. And Martin has not talked to the radio at all, so
It'll
it'll
make
be
some ice
interesting to
cream
see what adjustments they make, if any, here when they get to the end of the stage.
Love you,
On the
Corey.
screen as we see Truex
I'll make
continue
sure I got
21 of the
him
7.
that
Why this is
fucking
really
Daytona
important is
today.
because these two are the first
Blaney
car
is
one lap
dropping
down. They're
like a
battling
fly.
for the free pass. So I talked about the battle within
He was
battle.
2 seconds
Harrison
behind
is
Kyle
trying
3
to
laps ago.
save this lap.
Corey LaJoy goes from racing for the win to racing for the free pass.
Welcome to New Hampshire. It's a much
2 to go in
bigger
stage
challenge,
1.
a different challenge.
Welcome
With
to New
coming
Hampshire,
to 2 laps to
Corey
go. The 21 of the 7 having a heat.
Cole Custer's next. I can't believe Custer ain't already been lapped.
To go. He's doing
That's the biggest shock about stage 1. Is that it's 2 to go and Custer's just now getting lapped.
Truex
Truex
rolling the
put me
middle.
to sleep. I heard
Custer's got to
stage
push
2
hard
today.
here to stay in the lead lap. This next 2 corners are huge for him.
Remember Kentucky,
Truex might
Cole?
say, I got 3 seconds out back.
Cole Custer won the last Kentucky race.
I guess for Cole Custer, or he might drive right to the inside.
In a
of the pole.
shock.
As we see the 9 to Chase Elliott. He looks like he has a mirror.
Just floored everybody.
To see this battle continue.
1 to go.
Is a huge Cole Custer fan. Right?
If I'm Truex, I'm going to bust my ass to lap Custer here.
Cole to stay in the lead lap so he can be the first car
38
down
again.
here. Truex is making a move.
Come on, Truex.
Cut down on
I want to win some money today.
38
Come
car.
on, Custer.
Going to get Truex an opportunity. We saw the pace the 19 had through turn 3 the lap before.
Come on,
Couldn't hold a
Custer.
break here.
Remember what the Indians did to Custer? Do that to Cole Custer.
That might cost 38 a lap. Go get 19 Capasso coming to the line.
Never mind. Custer stays on the lead lap, and Truex wins stage 1.
Martin Truex Jr. wins his 6th stage win of 2000.
Future Junior Motorsports Cup Series driver Martin Truex Jr.
Truex has 6 stage wins.
Unbelievable. 6 stage wins.
6 stage wins.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that. And a very gentlemanly move to the 38.
Talk
right
about
there,
somebody
coming to the
getting
line.
shit on.
Well, it was a pretty good first stage for us. Big wreck early, but Martin Truex Jr. just dominated here at New Hampshire.
NASCAR's like, yes, we have one highlight to show going to the commercial. Thanks to Todd Dillon. Custer was fast in practice yesterday. Well, it sure ain't showing today. Usually doesn't. If Custer's a track killer, then he's my hero for killing off Kentucky.
I mean, that's a good reason to say they got rid of it. Because when he won it, I remember that race.
Every day that goes by that I wake up and don't read a headline about Kentucky Speedway being demolished is a bad day. That was Austin Dillon's wreck at Michigan last year. Once again, hard hits in Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon's just another Paul Menard.
Is that Rusty Wallace in second? I thought he retired.
Yeah, they're keeping Chicago ready to race. They've hired staff to keep that track in shape. So they're probably saving that for when that Chicago street race fucking flops in a couple years. They're going to do it next year. But something like that you probably can't do every year, because to run a street race, you have to shut down a part of the city. Chicago, people around there are going to get tired of that after a year or two. I know it's only for like 1 week a year or whatever, but it's really inconvenient.
How they got to get into the freaking Soldier Field. That's why they're going to get sick of that shit real quick.
So when the Chicago street race runs its course after a couple of years, they'll go back to Chicagoland Speedway. These Twizzlers are so good. Mm-hmm. Good luck trying to not buy them every day like I do.
I don't know if
good thing I'm part-time.
I'm not that crazy about them, but they are good. Don't give me
Moose.
Fans to do at these racetracks. Probably something you didn't think you'd see out there on the breezeway, but yeah.
Why not carve a lobster statue?
Not only is all cool.
I'd do it.
Third vendor.
Seems like a waste of time for something that nobody's going to buy.
Come down to your road. Let's go, Kim.
2 tires. Everybody bunch for
I know Bubba's got different crew guys now, but we're watching him very closely here.
I was watching him closely last week. Still gotta watch him today.
A little slow, not bad. Looked like they were going to be slow on the left side, but they were okay.
Well, now we gotta wonder, did they get all 4 tires on the damn thing?
I think Harvick took 2 tires. Or did he just have a really good stop?
Harvick.
Just a good stop. Harvick the second. Truex holds the lead.
Great stop by Kevin Harvick.
It would be the day Harvick will have his best day. Truex would just absolutely shit on everybody.
I hope not.
This is going to be the one Harvick's like,
Harvick and Truex have a little bit of history. There was never like a big incident there. But remember a couple years ago when Truex was dominant, Harvick was just as dominant. And Harvick used to make all kinds of like snarky, backhanded remarks about Truex and all this other shit. Harvick talks a lot of shit, and he talks shit about Truex. Nothing new from Harvick, but remember, he doesn't really like Truex that much. But they always seem to race pretty clean. Why'd they show that girl getting ready to give a blowjob? Kidding. Sorry, when I see a girl aggressively putting her hair into a ponytail, just assume. But there was clearly no penis in front of her. She was at a racetrack in front of everyone. So unless she's an exhibitionist, I fear this joke has gone too far. Load.
Ew.
No more fucking Twizzlers, goddammit. I'm good with that.
You say that, but when you go back to work, what are you going to do?
Probably get a pack.
Where's those freaking Twizzlers?
I put like 30 fucking bags of them up before I left today. Because I opened the big Twizzler box and there they were. Is it Porsche or Porsche? It's Porsche. People say Porsche are flat out stupid.
Well, I mean, it is your opinion, so why not?
So I guess we're on the NBC app for the foreseeable future.
Full access to driver audio channels and a completely ad-free experience.
We're on lap 76 of 301. I was going to say we're on ad 4 of 6.
Let's head on down to the Peacock Pit Box. Brad and DJ.
Yeah, thanks, Junior.
The cock box. That's what they should have called it. Not the Peacock Pit Box, the cock box. I'm going to call it that from now on.
Second that entire stage there.
Brad Daugherty on the cock box.
Right above him, and you're exactly right.
Very appropriate.
Track position. Bubba's done his job today. He went out this first stage. He kept that car up front, raced really hard.
Shut the fuck up.
Brad Daugherty, University of North Carolina.
Bubba didn't win the stage.
College basketball legend, Brad Daugherty.
No big deal.
I didn't
Good
know
pit
that
stop.
about Brad.
They had a little bit of trouble with the right front tire.
Teammates with Michael Jordan at North Carolina.
Yeah, a lot of racing to go, but adjustment from here. How much change to the
Truex, Harvick, Larson, and Bell will move up to the front row, or the second row, because he picked the inside line.
23 radio.
That's all I heard.
I just want to talk a little bit about, sounded like he was giving a little description of the track right there. Let's go out that 23 pit stop though and discuss it, Jeff.
Look at the two teammates actually running together for once.
We're in the game, right? This issue that they've been having has been some catastrophic mistakes, of having to come back.
Somebody dropped their bottle on the backstretch and it didn't roll off the track.
And he said,
If this was 2009, I'd say future debris caution. They're just going to wait, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
A new look when you come down.
Remember the debris era from like 06 to like 2016?
He lost.
This shit was so damn ridiculous.
It was the worst from like 09-ish, 09, 2010,
Yeah,
that
basically when I
period.
started watching is when it got the worst.
Look at this shot right here. Yeah, we're going to show 4. We talked about the shifting.
Where's my
We're going to see
Chevys?
4 guys and what they do on these restarts.
3rd, 8th, and 10th.
Yeah, 30.
Boy, Chase got fucked on pit road. He sure did, didn't he? Or maybe he got fucked by. I think he got hurt by lane choice. I think it's because he picked the outside, and Bill got to move all the way up to the front because he picked the inside line. 4 wide.
The 12 car plane, he did really aggressive.
Did you see how hard it is to pass? You got to make it happen while they're close together.
Damn, man.
Oh, Kyle Busch just got spun. And I thought Cody was going to kill him. Damn it. Kyle saved it, and Cody Ware didn't hit him.
I wasn't saying nothing.
Boom! I was waiting on it.
I just wasn't going to...
What a save.
I wasn't going to say nothing because I didn't think somebody would just annihilate Busch in the ass.
I thought he was going to get shit canned by one of those cars.
I was wanting.
And when I saw it was Cody Ware, I'm like, oh, Cody's going to kill him because Cody can't drive. But no.
Yeah, right, they're up.
Sucks Cody just didn't.
Alright, let's go back and see what happened.
What happened? He just spun himself out. It looks like he got loose.
I guess the car got loose.
Tires just don't hook up.
Because Custer never touched him.
Damn, how does nobody get hit? Look at
Cody Ware locking it down.
I seen all that smoke and I
My cable back on yet?
On that ass to get ripped.
I wanted it so bad, but I knew it wasn't going to happen.
We never get that lucky. What's up, Todd? Cindric moved up a lot in that first stage because Cindric was like 27th, and then at the end of the stage, he was like 19th. And
USA snake in the grass.
Considering how fast Truex was lapping people, that was pretty good for Cindric to get through there like that. My USA Network's back on, so I guess we're back on this now. Cody Ware's improved. What fucking races are you watching?
Well, he didn't just ram.
He didn't kill Kyle Busch there, so I guess that's improvement. I mean, he just tried to do it last week. That was the caution last week with Kyle, was him and Cody Ware.
Well, if Cody did it last week, why didn't he do it this week? Damn it.
Well, he learned from his mistakes.
I guess.
I wonder if he's still dating that hot girl that he was in those pictures with that one time. The hot chick wearing the choker. Stuck with me. So, damn, Cody Ware. Way to go. Remember when Kyle Busch said the reason for his struggles the last 2 years was because of no practice, and now there's practice again, but he's still running pretty much like he did the entire time they didn't have practice? What's with that?
Yeah, great.
And also, I was like, dude, literally nobody could practice during COVID. So...
And now they can practice again.
Pocono, Indy Road Course, Michigan, Richmond, Watkins Glen, Daytona. I smell the copyright. I'm kidding.
We have
Well, you know what I was talking about
and
the Kyle
post-race
Busch
coverage.
thing last
So
week
we're
when
gonna talk
Ross
before the
bought
action
Kyle
and
and
alone,
he
we're gonna break
went.
down post-race of the action we saw. Speaking of some
was
action,
coming out of
taking
the
a look right
pits
here,
and
Jeff. We
Kyle-
saw the 18 spin
that was the
around. We're
guy.
gonna pop his telemetry. And bottom left, you can see the green dots for the throttle. Take me through this spin right here.
Yeah, just on the
And that's
gas,
Larson
trying
before
to
he
get
took
to the
blocking.
throttle.
Look
The
at the
next
run
speed,
curves.
just around it comes. You see him off the throttle. Kyle Busch has been making some mistakes lately. I wonder if pressure's starting to build a little bit. Doesn't know what he's doing. For next year, Nashville, Road America, and then again today.
Kyle Busch having a hard time
Pushing hard
lately.
trying to make something happen. Wonder if he's pushing too hard, Junior.
And he comes down.
It's been tough.
Does he need another new crew chief?
Resolution of the contract situation.
I'm never going to let that go after the shit he talked about Dale Jr. for switching crew chiefs. Every time Kyle struggles and they switch crew chiefs, I'm like, oh, was it the crew
Ever
chief?
drove a race car and a stock car in NASCAR. And I think he's absolutely got more good
want
years
the
left
bottom
in him.
now?
Still more races.
He
Go
wants
to.
the bottom
He was the
and
one guy
the-
with that Redding news. He's like,
No, I'm
I got a week out of the media.
because
We're
I'm
not going to talk about Kyle this week. We'll talk about Redding, and maybe I'll get a little bit of a break.
Fucking
And he has been clear. I want this guy in my race car party.
Remember that episode of The Fresh Prince where Will's trying to practice his car sales pitch on Hillary, but she starts role-playing like a rich Russian? It says, this is my lover, and it's Jeffrey. And then when Will goes, Jeffrey goes, peasant, and walks away.
Behind everybody else here in the field. That just shows you yet again, tire wear is going to...
Oh, so it is the crew chief's fault, huh?
Yeah, new tires are going to have value. These
Kyle Busch fan of my chat says crew chief needs to go. I'm like, well, fuck. Kyle Busch's last crew chief quit on him because Kyle's a dickhead. Adam Stevens was Kyle's best crew chief, and even he quit on him. He's like, I'm done with this shit. He asked to be moved away from Kyle. He's with Christopher Bell now.
Well, guys, speaking of tires, I heard something interesting.
And then Kyle called him a quitter.
Marty Logano, who's currently sitting in the 9th place, finished just outside the top 10 at the end of stage 1,
Well,
and
I
said,
paid
my
here
front
next
tires
to
felt
me.
like
I didn't even remember she was in here because she's been behind me this whole
The front
time.
was just bouncing all over the place. She said it made it really hard to drive. The vibrations were really large. So that's just something to think about and look forward to as we get further into stage 2 if they're able to get that under control again.
And Chase Briscoe started in the 29th position. Their goal, Johnny Klossmeyer told me, to finish between 15th and 20th at the end of the first stage.
He wouldn't have some German ancestry, would he? Klossmeyer!
We're surprised by that qualifying effort, but liked what they had in the car. Should be fun to see.
So we're back on the cable, so we're not going to be that far behind now.
Where's my Chevys?
Keselowski 10th.
Second, and 8th, and 11th.
There was at least
Then 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 20th.
1, 2. If it's paid, they can use it. Beginning in stage 2. I mean, when we get further into the race and more risk and taken.
Is that raindrops
Saw
again?
Truex that last time. He picked
Not enough rain to stop the race, but I thought I saw raindrops.
outside. See if that changes throughout the day.
Well, it's got to be past halfway, remember?
Restart zone. Truex stops to the gas.
Truex, Larson, Bell, and Harvick. That outside line's where the speed is.
Clears him down into turn 1. 5 car.
Larson.
Trying
Damn.
to battle back to the inside
Larson.
here for the corner exit. Not able to do it.
Clears Harvick by a mile.
Back there.
Bubba to the inside of Harvick for third. They're 3 wide behind them. Kurt Busch, Bell, and Almirola.
3 wide down into the corner.
They 3 wide. Stop.
Kurt Busch made the pass on Bell.
Bobby was streaming. You see the one Ross Chastain making some moves. He started next to the 11. They took care of each other pretty well in the restart. We heard Ross Chastain earlier in the show, in the pre-race show, talk about some of the mistakes and trying to do a little bit better job. And on that restart, gave the 11 what I would consider more.
There's Ross and Denny, and Reddick's not making it any easier for him. 3 wide.
Reddick's like it's Ross and Denny. I can squeeze it.
Reddick's just stirring the pot now, making them be 3 wide.
Although Hamlin way up the racetrack, giving plenty of room.
They're still going to be 3 wide coming off of 4 here.
Hamlin has to
What did I tell you?
Why are they 3 wide?
Look at Ross. He's just looking for a place to go. By the way, he's pissed off AJ too because he wrecked AJ at Coda, even though AJ hit him first. See, there he goes. See what I tell you? AJ just put the bumper to Ross.
All over this track, isn't it? Hamlin's trying to go 3 wide there to get more spots.
Look at all this race got good all of a sudden.
Left rear. It took him a while to get that left rear tight. He lost a ton of spots, but Hamlin has shown speed inside this 11 machine, trying to work his way back through the field.
Kyle Busch right back in.
3 wide. Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher, and AJ.
3-4 making it work under Suarez. Look at Reddick in that 8 car.
18 cars a weapon today, guys. Be careful.
Working well for him. Even on the apron.
That's for 6th, 7th, and 8th at the top of the screen. A lot of dead air on this broadcast all of a sudden.
Trying to roll tight around that bottom 3 and 4. This track, even though it looks like it's shaped exactly the same on both ends,
that's when I get worried when they start
it's,
getting quiet.
It's quite different from turns 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4.
It is different. Watch these guys navigate through 2, and you see that 18 car on the bottom, Steve. He is rolling off turn 2, gets really tight on the exit of 2. There's a big bump on the exit.
Well, Kyle spun, but he's already back to where he was.
They are rolling up through the field.
Yeah, 18, the DeWalt car, yellow and black, just to get your attention. He drives right in on the 8.
Boss, DeWalt.
Down on the flat again as he tries to look ahead and try to make a move on the 11.
Move my door open so she can get out. She'll get mad and pee in the floor if you don't let her out.
Why does that matter? I mean, tires never really mattered here in the past. I mean, once you came to pit road inside of 90 laps, you were...
Kyle Busch 3 wide going for 16th. Oh, we got a big crash. Michael McDowell, Harrison Burton, and Corey LaJoy.
Can't tell the 21,
Damn.
34, big.
All these wrecks in the back.
Square hit.
We're going to be out of back.
Well, Corey's out of the race.
I don't know what happened, but whatever it was,
Truex still leader.
At least the 7's day.
Look at the fucking 7 car. It's crab walking.
Enjoyed such a good race last week.
Get to the garage if you can.
And this car is...
The right front wheel's doing the stanky leg.
That's 2 weeks in a row, and very expensive damage. These cars, not easy to repair monetarily.
That's 2 weeks in a row they lost a car. That's a lot for that team. Like Junior just said, they don't have a lot of money.
Both Spire cars in an accident today.
Yeah, Corey got wrecked last week, and now both of their cars got wrecked today because the 77's junk too.
Let's take a look at what happened here.
That's a bummer and a half.
Deep down into turn 1. The 7
Ooh.
overcorrects big slap.
Just like Ty Dillon, only in the middle of the corner, not on exit.
And that's something I thought we would see a lot of this year with this quicker steering box and the rack and pinion. These cars, drivers.
Oh, the steering in these new cars is like hella responsive. You know, in the old cars, you had to like, these, it's like, shit just turns really quick. So Junior made a good point there.
To react to turn, you see that overcorrection.
Well, we did see a tremendous amount earlier in the year, and we really haven't seen it. Like all the drivers.
Although if I'm going to have to like worry about gears on an oval, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. So I hope they fix that soon. Because I know they want to fix it. Like New Hampshire, Martinsville, Phoenix, all that. Gateway, they don't want it to be like that.
And he may have been able to say that if no one's on the outside of him. Let's listen to the audio.
The rear is just locked up when I'm downshifted.
Oh, well, that's a different problem.
Exactly. Yeah. So we were thinking he just got loose. That radio right there. We have been on board a bunch today. Seen the guys, up to 5th gear, down to the corner, go down.
And Cody Ware missed another one.
Step out. So he's saying that the rear, when he went downshifted, that it made.
Good point, Michael. Cody Ware missed another crash. He's been in the eye of the storm today, this Cody Ware. Look at him back there, locking it down like a pro.
He feels like the
running dead fucking last.
It's something we've not heard any like on road
Locking
courses.
it down like a
not
pro,
any
driving
issues
great.
with downshift and wheel hopping with this car.
Running last has its advantages. Nobody's going to run you over from behind when you jam on the brake to miss a wreck.
Just out there on his outside, had nothing to do with it, and here he goes, right in the door.
Michael, that's like the best crowd I've seen at a New Hampshire race in a few years now. And yesterday the crowd was good for the Xfinity race.
Green screen effects.
Yeah. A lot of bleachers painted to look like somebody's sitting on them. I can't go to no races no more now that Joe Biden done made the gas expensiver. I keep waiting for somebody in the store to ask me about the price changes. But man, everything's going up, and I'm going to hold up the sheet of price changes. Well, Joe Biden stopped by the store today and gave me these and said, jack up them prices. Martin Truex led the first 90 laps of this race, the most laps he's led in a race since Darlington last year when he won. We were there. I haven't even checked on the IndyCar race. Remember this? I love Gardner Johnson's reaction was,
the fuck?
It's like, alright.
Racing the big hill on the back straightaway for the fans here in New Hampshire. Great camping, big road course that goes outside the oval racetrack for the fans to enjoy. Some great camping at. Great food to eat. Awesome food. Look at French fries. I'd like some of those, Jeff.
Chicken finger got back.
Yeah,
I bet we could have some set up.
I bet we could.
It is a party here. They have such a good time. It's all week.
It's New Hampshire, though. Who wants to party in New Hampshire?
I've done 3 cool things in New Hampshire. Went to 2 of these races and 1 Kiss concert. That's all I've ever done in New Hampshire.
Yeah, like, who wants to party in New Hampshire?
I saw Kiss in Manchester, New Hampshire once.
I mean, look at this car, right? It's crab walking. It's obviously wrecked.
Stanky leg.
But you know what makes it do? He's broke the track bar.
He's crip walking down the backstretch.
This next gen car, independent rear suspension, so the tires can be adjusted to point really either direction. So as we run inside our Toyota virtual car,
If Cody Ware ever wins a non-range shortened race, you're getting a tattoo of an anime girl on your leg.
Well, it's very simple.
No, you got to get the anime girl and a picture of What If Racing, a portrait tattooed of him on your leg.
Right here on the right rear when we take the tire off.
Because I think he likes anime.
Tire straight. Suspension goes up and down. Well, when that bends, you come in here, you take out 2 different bolts, pull this yellow part out. Hopefully don't drop all the parts, pieces, and slugs you need to put it back together. You then reinsert it, and you put the...
I saw a video suggested this morning about that IndyCar YouTube channel.
We have seen team.
I didn't click on it though.
Change one in Atlanta so quickly, I didn't even know this is what they repaired. But that is the toe link. It's impressive. Here you go. Right here is a 22. Boom. It breaks. The left rear now has a mind of its own. That's what it looks like when the toe link is busted. They repaired this on pit road and kept going. Impressive by these teams. Jeff, there's no chance. You know how hot that is? We'd have parts on the ground. Well, Dad would be screaming at us on the radio, what's taking so long?
Well, also remember, this car was like 6 feet in the air when it got that damage and continued on. These are tough race cars, and they do bend in different places.
I've been to the beach in Rhode Island. That was like the best beach I've ever been to.
Interesting time.
I didn't go to the beach in New Hampshire.
Stage 2. So Steve, yes, they can put fuel in right here, make it to the all the way to the end of the stage, but only 14 green flag laps. Would you go fuel only if you were making the calls today?
I would be putting tires on. If I'm
whatever Truex does, I'm doing the opposite.
Green, I don't want to try to run 105 laps.
I got to get in front of him and see if I can stay there.
Somewhere 40 or 50 laps in, they fall right off a cliff. So if I'm coming down pit road, I need 14 laps worth of fuel. That's already going to take, call it 3.5 seconds. I can put 4 tires on in 9 seconds with these new single lug nuts.
Why not?
So I'm putting fresh Goodyears all the way around if it's me. But we'll see what they have.
And the pit road is open, and the sun is out. Joey Logano stays out. Austin Cindric the Penske cars stayed out. 2 of the 3 anyway. Blaney pitted. Remember when I said do the opposite of what Truex does?
Well, that was quite the opposite.
Now's a good time to try something. Kyle Larson, 2 tires. Remember, Paul Wolf is Joey's crew chief. He used to be Brad's, and they would always do that, so that's why he still does it. Fuel only for Truex, fuel only for Harvick. Larson took 2 tires, and a couple of cars stayed out. So
another great pit stop for the Harvick guys.
So Cindric, Logano, and Buescher should be up front. Here's the shitty thing for them. Logano, Buescher, and Cindric, if it goes green, they're fucked. Because these guys can make the end of the stage now. So they're banking on that. There'll be a caution at some point. You would think.
I don't know if I'd bank on that, though.
Yeah. We're running out of shit cars in the back to wreck each other.
That and it's New Hampshire. All this race ever does is put people to sleep. So I wouldn't guarantee that.
New Hampshire has a lot of long green flag runs.
Yeah.
It's not like other tracks that are built similar. Saw a picture on Twitter this morning that disturbed me. You know those apps that can make men look like women, and it's like very convincing. Like I showed you Barry McCocker's videos of all the NFL quarterbacks. Somebody did one for Anakin, and it said, "I will do whatever you ask." And I'm like, damn, female Anakin's kind of hot. Female Luke was hot. I saw a picture of like somebody did that shit to Luke in like episode 5, and I was like, not bad.
That just puts a whole new perspective on that.
Yeah.
Downshift there. It had to happen earlier in the day, and I wasn't around anybody. I just thought that I wasn't pushing it a gear hard enough or whatever the case may have been, and racing hard on the restart there underneath the 21, and I tried pushing that down to third, and it just got hung in
Female Anakin.
third, and it literally just locked the rear tire.
Weird, huh?
Started turning, and I hate that a couple other guys were involved, but I want to take a look at that thing and make sure
that's
that it
too
doesn't happen
weird.
again. That was weird.
I don't
Female Jimmy Garoppolo was hot.
Yes.
Very hot. Like Barry was like, so I guess it should be no surprise that female Jimmy Garoppolo is the hottest one of all these.
But that was too weird.
Female Gardner Minshew was like horrible. He goes, female Gardner Minshew just looks like she has a wonderful personality.
We talked about the shift objective. What is it? How does it work? Once again, let's go back into our
Female Matt Ryan looks like a washed up former child actress that's fallen on hard times. They picked a horrible picture of Matt Ryan for that. It was like him going,
the magic word, right?
and they made that his female picture.
This transaxle in the back. So as we go in here real quick, right, the engine's the same, drive shaft's the same, the transaxle's in the back. The most important part I want to take your attention is these highlighted yellow shifting rods. They connect the transaxle to the shifter. We haven't heard of a lot of cars getting stuck between gears, so you have to wonder if something is adjusted wrong in one of those rods. We have heard of a rods that happened to Cody Ware at Road America. So one of these yellow rods right here, if these things aren't set right, then this shifter right here is we're going to go from fifth to fourth to third. You know, what he said is like a hump between gears. So
like I'm on my cable, but I'm still hiding my leaderboard from me.
Brakes or isn't set right. It doesn't matter what the driver's doing with that handle, it's not going to work right in the back. And obviously,
nah, if I do that now, it's going to cut off. It's going to be like SpongeBob when he's reaching for the fucking candy bar in rock bottom, and the bus keeps going.
Getting that car ready to be loaded up onto the.
I worked another SpongeBob reference in.
Yeah. Got to piece that one back together.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh no, you ain't.
Truex and Harvick. 21.
Logano, Cindric, Buescher, then Truex and Harvick.
Buescher.
Oh, thank God there's new people up.
Truex picked the inside. I think this gives Harvick a real chance to get the lead.
I want to talk about Cindric.
Because Harvick went outside.
How you get track position in Loudon, a place where it's so important. Austin Cindric, rookie, qualified 28th. He drove to 19th. He pitted. He came out 14th.
Oh man, Auto
Now
Trader.
they've stayed out, and he's sitting there running second. So
It's my Joe Dirt reference for the day.
by him, but also great pit stop, and then also a choice to stay out, and now you're at the front of the pack, Parker.
Guys, just a quick update on Chase Elliott, who you don't see up there anymore. He actually came down pit road a second time after taking just right sides. They didn't feel like the right rear was tight, so they came back down pit road and put left sides on. He'll be restarting the tail end of the lead lap, so he's going to have to do a lot of passing here to get back in the top 10.
Number 3 of Austin Dillon got the free pass.
And that's how you lose track position, because you have a mistake on pit road.
And what's important, we're getting ready to find out, because we have a mixed bag of old tires, new tires, 2 rights, 4 fresh fuel. A lot going on right here.
Truex and Harvick are going to make quick work of these guys. I don't know. I just know Truex has a really fast car.
The second stage.
Buescher spun the tires. That definitely gives Harvick an edge now if you're looking at Truex versus Harvick. Although fucking Cindric slow into that corner.
The control car has been able to accelerate.
Logano takes the lead.
Into turn 1.
Look at Larson.
3 wide. And now my cable's frozen again.
Larson.
I appreciate it waiting to do this when they get back racing again. Yeah, that's exciting stuff right there. Well, that battle will be settled out by the time I get to see the rest of it. Thanks, Northland. Our car upgrade's free at the garage after a certain point in San Fierro. I think you unlock another upgrade shop, but I don't think it's free. Plus, I never liked upgrading cars in San Andreas because I'd accidentally go out, flip them over, and never have them again. Plus, when you upgrade them, you want to drive them. But the street races you do in San Andreas have preset cars, so you can't even use your custom cars in the race. But you have a lot of customization in San Andreas. It's there for you, even if you can't really do much with it. I'm watching a fucking Dawn commercial because my cable froze again. Fascinating stuff. Did the Flex Seal guy saw that cup in half so they could do this commercial?
I was working hard trying not to lose too many positions.
And we've missed probably like 5 or 6 laps of these guys being 3 wide.
Trying to make that low line work.
Really pisses me off, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
Christopher Bell on the outside of Larson now.
We missed all that because my cable won't stay on.
That outside gets the momentum.
Logano's still leading, Buescher second, Truex third.
Up and make the exit.
3 wide. Again.
Chase trying to get back through the pack. You had to come
still 3 wide.
Driving through the middle like it's a super speedway.
And look how good his car is, how stuck it is, and all the drivers around him are like, I can't do that. And that's all my car to do.
One thing I'm going to say about this 9 team, and I think it really starts with leadership and Alan Gustafson, even when you hear mistakes on pit road or mistakes on the racetrack, you hear very little on the radio.
Oh boy! Kyle Busch almost lost it again. Ah!
He doesn't care. He's driving to the
I expected Briscoe to just shoot to the inside there.
Together, you know, they just believe in one another, and that means a lot because you are going to have issues while that car is driving the river.
That's so much fun. You hate to be in the back, you know, to lose that track position, but it is so much fun to drive through the field like Jason's doing right now.
not everybody knows that feeling. Some of us just got back there and got stuck.
Well, I've gone through the field the other way as well.
You've also led every lap here and put everybody to sleep, Burton.
You guys, it's good to see Chase making all these passes because he told me before the race he was really worried if they lost that track position. Remember, qualified on the front row. He said, if we can keep the track position, we should be all right. But if we get back in the pack, I'm really worried if I'm going to be able to pass or not. Well, I think we have that question answered. He's definitely able to pass, plus 8 positions.
I know I don't like Harvick, but oddly, if he won, I'd be happy.
You know, the temperament.
But I'd be much happier if Truex won because I want money.
It was the same kind of concern for qualifying, and then qualified in the front row. So, you know, I think it's his mannerisms, Jeff. He doesn't like to put the bullseye on them, but they always seem to show up.
There are going to be a lot of guys that get out of their cars at the end of this race and complain that they could not pass. But talking to you, Jeff Burton, about that race you dominated, you said he lapped up to 11th. You said you could pass. All the way up to 11. You didn't have any trouble passing cars.
This is a difficult racetrack because everything we just showed. You know, you get underneath the guy, and most tracks you get underneath. Or a lot of
Both years I went to New Hampshire, Kyle Busch got fucked over. I do remember that. Once by Jeff Burton, and then the next year by Junior.
Chase is reminding me of some of the cars that you had here. Some things you were able to do with them.
So if they put 4 tires on Chase, oh no, they only took 2. Well, damn, they must have just had a shitty stock to be that far back. I was like, damn, if they're that far back, they must have changed 4. No.
Yeah, he lost another spot on pit road. And also Zimnick and those guys stay out there because
This is the real test of if you can pass or not. We know Truex is fucking better than these two. It's taking him longer than I thought it would.
Deficit fuel-wise, no doubt.
Well, they're deficit fuel-wise, but look, we stand up here and we talk about track position like it's easy to obtain, or that you have a better idea than everybody else. Sometimes you just have to take more risk. Joe Logano was running 9th. He had been running there for quite a few laps, and they probably figured that the chance of them driving from 9th to 1st wasn't very high. So we're going to stay out and we'll gamble. We are not going to be afraid to lose a race. That is sometimes how you win a race. If it goes green and they have to put on the green, bad call. But they're willing to take that risk. I like it. I like.
Well, good. I hope it goes green.
I've always liked their gambles, and they normally give them at least a chance for it to pay
Sorry
off.
for Buescher and Cindric if it does,
you
but
mentioned risk, and that's exactly what Jeremy
Truex has to get around Buescher quick as Harvick's coming.
Track position is so key here. We are absolutely ready to do anything at any point in the race to gain track position with the bad starting spot we had. It was a little surprising, though, if you listen to Austin Cindric's radio, just how badly it's handling. He says, halfway through the run, I lose the rear completely. So that
now this ain't Fox. NBC will show it.
stay out because of track position, Parker.
You also see the 19
There's Truex into second.
17 of Chris Buescher, who was able to
Not
gain
clear.
track position using strategy as well. Remember doing this without his crew chief Scott.
Now he's clear.
Been suspended. The race engineer Travis Peterson filling in there, and obviously they have contact with Scott back in the war room, the RFK race shop. But this is sort of the thing they told me about at certain times in these races. It's up to Travis just to make those decisions. And Chris told me, you know, that after our first race together, I told him I didn't realize any difference. And that's when they knew they were making the right decisions and doing the right things.
Chase, Hamlin, and Byron.
Those 3 wide here down the back straightaway.
Chase about back in the top 10.
Byron on the inside. Chase Elliott drove by both of these guys, and then top of the screen you have Kyle Larson racing Bubba Wallace for position. Great racing throughout the field here in the second stage of New Hampshire. We'll be back after this.
I don't know, my eyes are getting heavy.
I'm only tired because I've been up since 6 a.m. Let's see how our cable looks now during the commercial. See if we can time travel. That's the only reason it's worth checking. Okay, it's working for now. Back on my bullshit. Back on the cable again. It's been so ungodly hot here lately.
Oh, good racing, you say? Let's cut the commercial.
How's your store? Is your store hot like ours, or do you guys have good air conditioning?
Ours is pretty good.
Yeah. Ours feels good at times, but other times I feel like we don't have any air conditioning. I know it's just autocorrect, but I find it funny that your autocorrect put Harvick's name as Harvard.
Well, that's interesting.
That Ivy League motherfucker in the 4-car. Hey, where's that hot chick that plays golf that I follow on Twitter? What's her name? Paige something. Michael, do you ever bet on her?
Access to NASCAR scanner for only $2.99 per month.
She's hot.
Listen in on pit strategy, spotter communication, crew chief calls, and what your favorite driver has to say during the race. Log into the app to use on mobile devices. Visit NASCAR.com/scanner. We're going to go through the field here, starting with Marty.
Logano still got a second lead on the fastest car.
How about that, Dell Jr.? The car for Bell has been a little bit too free for him.
But if it goes green, it doesn't matter. So fuck Logano. I hope it goes green. I bet it goes green, honestly, at this point. You needed a back marker wreck early in the run if you were going to get a caution, most likely.
We've all been marveling at this 9 car cutting through the field. Restart back in 20.
Traffic ain't hurting Chase any. Back in the top 10.
Already. It's been very impressive.
Restarted 23rd.
Racetrack that he said he's historically struggled at. He said last night he was looking at the SMT data and noticed that his line was a little different than some of the other guys that have been successful here. He said in today's race he wanted to adjust to what they were doing. I've been keeping my eye on, and I'd say that is definitely working, Marty.
Parker, you know how frustrating this racetrack can be, even for a 3-time winner like Denny Hamlin. They've had a fast car all afternoon long, but they had a bad pit stop earlier, and he kind of came on the radio under caution a moment ago and went, ugh.
By the way, when people have been knocking Bubba's crew before they swapped, Denny was talking shit about everybody that was knocking the crew. And he just blamed his crew for the shitty race he's having right now. So once again, it's good for Denny Hamlin, but not for anybody else.
Very different, and it's giving him some problems here this afternoon. He radioed a little bit ago and said it's bouncing really badly. Every little bump I hit, I feel like I'm gonna wreck. Byron in the 13th position ahead of Ross Chastain, Parker.
And that's 1 car Ross Chastain.
Ross ain't had much going on today either. This is like the worst Ross has run all season. He's been top 5 every race pretty much.
1 car day when they get themselves in the top 10 and maybe as high as the top 5, but since then, falling out of the top 10.
Truex is catching Logano rapidly. It was like almost a second back. Yeah, here he is.
Truex has caught Logano, but he's having a
But look how long it's taken.
a way around.
So that tells me late in the race, do whatever it takes to stay out, take 2 tires, whatever you got to do.
For Truex, how hard
Get in front.
will he fight to maintain this lead?
I bet Logano fights really hard. I just don't know if he's going to be able to.
The corner speed. I think right here he can just drive deeper in the corner than Logano and just roll right here. The middle
To make the pass this easy on the bottom is pretty impressive.
On the racetrack, not much Logano can do
And there it is.
And the 19 has a
My
little
money is back out front again.
But the same last tires. So that just shows you how good Mark Truex Jr. was. That's a clean pass for the lead on the racetrack with equal tires. Paul Wolf looking on. He's like, hey, you know, I wish we could have kept the lead, but right now he's more thinking about his fuel quantity and hoping he runs maybe about 20, 25 more laps and gets yellow.
Right behind these guys, this battle has been going on for a while. Kevin Harvick called Busher, but just
Busher's car's not handling well.
Close here in the corner, gets in the throttle. You talked about that wide exit off turn 4, Jeff.
But you can just shift up and get good runs off the corner, so it doesn't really matter.
To the outside or to the inside. He drives.
Look how it doesn't want to turn when he goes into the corner.
Racetrack. And watch his exit. Like he leaves.
But then he shifts up, and there it goes.
That time he actually left low compared to what he's been doing. By the way, Chris Buescher doing a great job this year. He's had a lot of speed, multiple places. But right there, you see he's just too tight. When his hands.
Thank you. I've been saying it's not turning.
Next corner, when he drives into one.
But the difference is, with these cars now, you just shift up and draw away from the car behind you.
As he drives in the corner, and look at his hands. They're just tugging to the left, tugging to the left. The car will not.
Harvick can't get back in the gas. He's tight, too.
Roll underneath Buescher the way we just saw Truex do Logano, because the front is just not working the way he wants it to.
Yeah, many laps through the corner with the car. When he gets right here and he pulls right behind that 17, even tighter.
Dirty error.
All the arrow on the nose gets even worse. You want to see a car that's turning the middle? Watch this 9 that Chase.
I think Chase Elliott might have the best car here.
I've ever seen around here. He's going to roll in here. We'll see if he does it now that we've gone to.
If he got out front, he'd be a real problem for Truex.
On the apron. So now he's going to slide and take the air from the 10. Probably wants to complete the pass. But if he gaps the 10 a little bit, if he goes back to the bottom, he almost was on the apron all the way through the corner. I don't know if he was just searching for clean air when he was behind the 10, because now he's a more traditional line. But it was impressive for him and the line he was running.
And it's interesting as we watch the top of the screen, Harvick get right to the back of the 17 and just lose so much air and lose so much time and distance off turn 4. And we see Larson crawling into this battle for third. The 5 car has now joined it, Marty.
Kyle Larson trying to get up there with those guys. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick has been so good on the long runs today. That's what they're going to try and take advantage of here on the 4 car. Talking to Rodney Childers this morning, he said we used to be in a position with the old car where we could go to tracks and know we could deliver a win. Kevin could pull that off. With this new car, we can't seem to do that. So you get the sense, Jeff, they feel like they have to take advantage today. Clearly, the car very good for Harvick so far, holding off that.
Michael, you're seeing now why I didn't want to bet on Dale, even though I thought about it. I knew it was going to be impossible to pass, so I picked the pole sitter. I'm like, he's going to start up front, he's going to stay up front.
Hamlin here down in turn 3.
It was a pretty easy bet to make today.
Off the corner, the turn 2 there, a little bobble.
And so far, the only car I see that could challenge him is Chase, but he's too far back right now.
Oh,
Ross and Denny.
Down in there.
It looked like he wanted to send
drove it in there to keep getting to it. Lost the bottom. He was like, get away from him, get away from him.
There's a Larson passing Harvick.
4th between the 5 of Larson, Kim.
And Larson doing a good job there, trying to make the pass on Kevin Harvick. Doesn't quite have it there. And Larson told us during pre-race, you guys, I think that the car is better than me here. I don't necessarily have the confidence in myself. I have a confidence in the team and what they put together with this race car. They came on the radio as he's battling Harvick and reminded him, do not eat up those rear tires. Protect your rear tires. Kyle Larson currently
Cost Larson a race here a couple years ago. Larson should have won here in 2017 and fucking blew it. Because he killed the rear tires.
I think really worked the front tires.
And Denny Hamlin was better on a long run that day.
There you hear it from the driver himself.
That was Harvick.
And it's so difficult to deal with a tight car because, you know, in a loose car, Junior, you can be in the throttle and you can be messing with it a little bit, trying to do what you want to do, but with a tight car.
Chase Elliott's making everybody in this race look dumb.
Juggle the wheel and hope the car turns.
Right now, it could seem like the only
Right now.
It seems like the only Pete.
6 a.m.'s catching up with me. And by 6 a.m. I don't mean Nicky Sixx's shitty band he tried to have going when he tried to end Motley Crue for the 3rd time in his life. They suck.
That doesn't surprise me.
They had one really, really popular song that was pretty good. And I think that tricked Nicky into thinking, oh, I don't need Motley Crue anymore. It's like, yeah, you do, because your fucking band sucks. Me at work when I see the orange Twizzlers.
Beautiful area in New England.
Chase Elliott surprisingly did not pass anyone during commercial.
A little minor league baseball down in
Surprisingly.
Manchester. Biker Week in Laconia. It's been around. I know Daytona talks about it, but Biker Week in Laconia has been around a long time. So gorgeous to be back in New England. And great views right here from our friends at Geico. They bring us all the aerial coverage, and we're going to need it on these restarts and on these battles.
Harvick is fourth.
Of Cindric and the
Buescher's starting to fade. Cindric's still doing pretty good. He stayed out with him.
Put his car into fourth position. Cindric now making the pass as well. You see Kurt Busch back there behind this 17 car trying to run down Buescher for sixth position. Right along the Monster Energy Cam of Kurt Busch. Right behind this guy is Chase Elliott, who's driving through the field. Watching him use the apron.
Chase Elliott has a knack for being able to pass on racetracks where it doesn't seem physically possible for anybody else.
But right behind this 45, you mentioned the 9. He's down here like the 45, chasing that bottom of the racetrack. Here he is. Look at this. This is like a traditional track line, not a New Hampshire line. Go in here, Junior. Tell me, what is he trying? You think he's gaining some grip on the paint?
Well, we heard some of the Xfinity drivers, Justin Allgaier, that won the Xfinity race yesterday, talking.
Name dropping Dale Jr.
PJ1 still left.
He says to Justin Allgaier, who drives for Junior Motorsports, who won the race yesterday.
To go down there and find it.
I mean, that's been coming a long time. I haven't seen that consistent of an arc. I mean, to follow the apron all the way around.
Landon Castle used that similar line yesterday. Have a great run in the 10 car. Xfinity Series right here on the bottom of the racetrack. We know they treated that bottom groove years ago.
Ooh, fuck
as
me.
Well as the third groove.
Well, let's go back and see how Kevin Harvick finally got by Chris Buescher, and guess what he did? Puts the left side tires on that line you guys were just showing and rolls right around it. We kept seeing Harvick use that top lane, trying to run high, and that wasn't working. He tried something different, and to the bottom he went. It worked. And by the way, he now has the second fastest car on the racetrack. So did Kevin Harvick find something he can take advantage of?
And if I'm Alan, I'm waving my pit reporter over right here, be like, hey man, quit showing that from the helicopter, because everybody else is watching it, and I don't want to give that up this early in the race. It's not going to be long. I mean, that's obvious of a view.
You guys hear Tony Eury Jr. on the Dale Jr. download this week. Tony Eury Jr. told a good story. So after 2004, when Dale Jr. got pissed off at him, he demanded that they swap teams. They would give Dale Jr.'s good team that he won 6 races with to Michael Waltrip, and Dale Jr. would take Michael's team. And Dale Jr. sucked for the first, 12 raraces that year and was fucking awful. Mikey wasn't much better, but he was better than Jr. because he had Jr.'s team and cars and everything. And Tony Eury Jr. says he was so mad at Jr. for wanting to switch that he was glad that Jr. was sucking. But Tony Eury Sr. was upset that Jr. was sucking because he didn't want to switch teams, but he was stuck with Michael Waltrip. And he said it reached a boiling point because they went to Pocono and Michael Waltrip won the pole and Jr. qualified 30th. And Jr. went a lap down early in the race because they were running like shit and Michael was dominating. And Tony Eury said the difference said, yeah, we were teammates, but I wasn't telling him everything I was doing because I was so mad at Junior. I was keeping secrets. He said we had these springs we would run in our car only. And, boy, they just helped our car turn. They were so good. And he said Junior's crew chief at the time came over and said, look, what are you guys running? And he said, well, I'll give you the setup. He didn't tell him about the springs. So they gave Junior Michael's setup without the springs, and Junior's car was just fucking plowing and running like shit. Tony Eury Jr. says, I'll never forget it. Halfway through the race at Pocono, Tony Eury Sr. stands up, goes behind their pit box, grabs them fucking springs that they had for Michael and took them down to Junior. And for the rest of the day, Junior just took off. Completely turned his race around. And I was like, that's kind of funny to see that Tony Eury Sr. was like, man, I feel bad for Junior, even though he wanted us out. But Tony Eury Jr. was butthurt and pretty much sabotaged Junior, even though he wasn't on his team anymore. I thought that was a funny story.
Everybody noticing that line that Chase Elliott.
I just love the idea of poor Tony Eury Sr. being like, God damn it. And I think Tony Eury Jr. said that his dad was talking to him like, look, I know you're mad, but he's our best friend. We're not on his team anymore, but we got to help Junior. We've got to help him. It's like, okay, fuck, we'll help him. And then halfway through the year, they switched teams back. And then wasted 2005. Yeah, in 06, they bounced back, had another great year. But 05 was a fucking waste. Junior won Chicago with Michael's team. And then, not long after that, they just fucking switched back. And the Urys went back to Junior, and Michael got his team back. The best Mikey did with Junior's team was he won the pole at Pocono and finished 4th at Phoenix. Almost won Phoenix. Junior had won Phoenix 2 years in a row conveniently. So, I wonder why Mikey was able to finish 4th.
Clear of traffic. He's actually drove by Larson again.
2005 was such a goddamn waste, dude. You would have been miserable as a Junior fan that year, other than Chicago. Because like I said, Junior won Chicago halfway through the year.
Tricks has run some 20s, 30s.
So, yeah, if you guys didn't listen to that this week, it's worth a listen.
Well, guys, we're talking about line choice here and
Yeah,
where to
Harvick's
run. I
3
was listening to
minutes
Joe
faster than
Logano's
Truex
radio
right
about.
now.
I always find it interesting.
Tony Eury Sr. was Dale Earnhardt's best friend, so that's why he was like, we have to help Junior. That's our, he's fucking family. We gotta help him. We're teammates. We should be helping him.
Left side on the bottom hash marks to the 1/3, then climbs to the third lane. Then he runs the third lane on exit both ends.
Chase, Harvick, and Truex. I think it's a 3-car race. I think everybody else in that top 10 is totally irrelevant. They're just lucky to be where they are.
The race last year because he knows Joe Logano went and watched that race and can mentally.
It's going to be a matter of who gets the lead off pit road or who gets the better restart later.
Who don't have the bad luck.
Pit stops and restarts.
Go back and watch races.
Everything else in between is almost irrelevant.
Watch it with your crew chief. Watch it with your engineers, because now you can go back and you can say,
Caution. There's Logano's caution he needed. Ryan Blaney just spun out.
Ryan Blaney spun out turbo.
So this fucking gets Logano into the top 3 because he was 9th before he stayed out earlier. And now he's just going to be up here with these guys.
Damage on the
I
left
don't
rear
know. I think a
quarter
lot of
panel.
them should just stay out.
He's running 19.
I don't know. It's a tough call.
Speed today that he wanted. It's been a little bit of a.
I'm going to do what gets me the lead, so if I see Truex pit, I'm staying out.
Worry about the damage to the body, but
I got to get in front of Truex.
undercarriage, as you can see some damage there as well, is so dependent on the downforce of these cars underneath, Steve.
Yeah, you see the flap in the center of the diffuser shaking back and forth. When the cars spin around, the roof flap comes up.
They talked about the 2005 Daytona 500 when Michael and Dale Jr. switched. And Mikey dominated the 05 500 and blew up. Junior ran like shit all day. And then as soon as Mikey blew up, somehow, Junior said, I don't know how, but we just made one adjustment in the car. Junior ended up finishing 3rd. He took the lead with like 5 to go in that race after running like shit. Junior running bad at Daytona. Obviously something was wrong. And Junior said, I don't know how the hell we got up to take the lead late in that race. We didn't win. We ended up 3rd, but damn, we were bad. I remember that day. That was frustrating. It's like, dude, we're running like shit at Daytona. What the fuck is going on?
That could be the moment, right? That gets Joey Logano in position to try to win this race. You see on the left, other people.
And they told a funny story about Mikey. You know, he dominated Daytona that weekend. So if you remember, Tony Stewart drove for Gibbs.
Where's everybody?
Dale Jr. drove for DEI. They weren't teammates, but they always drafted together like they were. Tony Eury goes to Tony Stewart and says, hey, fuck Junior, run with us. You always run with us. Junior was driving our cars, but fuck him, you run with us. And Tony Stewart goes, hell no. And they go, why? And he goes, I don't want to run with Michael Waltrip. I don't like Michael Waltrip. And Tony Eury goes, well, God damn it, you like us, right? And Tony says, yeah, I love you guys. You guys are great dudes. Well, just run with us, because we got the cars that we had last year and you ran good with us anyway. So Tony agreed. He said, as long as Michael pushes me, I'll stay with Michael. And I think for the first half of the race, Michael pushed Tony. Then when the shit hit the fan, Mikey fucking goes around him and takes the lead and dominates and then blows up. But I just love that Tony Stewart was like, no, I want to run with Junior because Michael sucks. Basically, in so many words, Tony Stewart was like, Michael Waltrip sucks and I don't want to run with him. But Tony Eury talked him into it. He was like, run with us. You like us. Pretend it's not Michael. Tony made the comment last year during SRX. Michael Waltrip led some laps at a dirt race in SRX last year. Tony Stewart chased him down, passed him, and won the race. And Tony Stewart said afterwards, if I had lost a race to Michael Waltrip, I'd have to go to therapy for the rest of my life. I'm like, God damn, Tony really does not think much of Michael Waltrip. So everybody pitted, nobody stayed out.
I'm just slipping, guys. Ken Bender says, okay.
2 tires. I'm calling it. Somebody take 2. Take 2. Get out in front of Truex. I'm begging you. Somebody take 2. Brad? Oh, no, Brad's just getting to his box. I was hoping Brad had come out and was taking 2 or something.
Right, Marty, and this is why you gamble.
I see a lot of 4-tire stops.
Up to the picture to keep it down, pitting to the second position. Was getting a little loose there, and Martin is also.
Well, Suarez took 2, but Truex still got the lead because Suarez was so far back. Well, I said take 2, goddammit. At least somebody did. Ah!
Rocking out.
Okay, the NBC can get away with showing 1 kid. They haven't done it yet. I still think 2 tires should have been everybody there. 2 tires. 2 tires winning the race later. I almost guarantee it.
Suarez steals it.
Yeah, Junior pretty much agrees. He pretty much sabotaged his career in 2005 when he got mad and demanded that the team swap happen. It's like, you guys had a fucking great thing going, and you got mad and had it switched. And then it was never the same, even after they switched back. 06 was really good, but it was never the same. Because then they had 07 where they had like fucking 10 engine failures. And then he took Tony Eury Jr. with him to Hendrick, and their fucking relationship fell apart. The end of 08 and then into 2009. When you're too old for pod racing but still want to relive your childhood memories. We.
Download America's loved free-to-play slots app. Visit goldfish-racing.com. Is that you, Junior? I see in that second seat, pedaling away. It's a free beer, man. He said pedal, free beer. That's not a good trade-off. Tell you what, guys, we're about halfway through this race right here, and I have to ask myself, have we seen the biggest issues?
I have to ask myself why more guys didn't take 2 tires there.
With KP, it's going to be a great time on
because this race
and
put me to
Wednesdays at
sleep,
6.
man.
We talk about everything that happens on the racetrack. The most important part, though,
It's like a blowout football game.
you get to call in and take part, and we can talk
Yeah,
about things
it'd be
like
like
this.
watching
Tire
the Jets
bouncing
block
away,
the Jaguars.
tries
Like,
to get into the
what
45.
Or just the Jets play the Jags in a competitive game, because it would still be ugly and suck to watch.
An issue as we come to the restart.
Kyle Busch, I saw Interstate Batteries. I did it. I saw Interstate Batteries. Said Kyle Busch. It's Truex and Suarez.
Defensive blocking.
Suarez really fucking creeped into that corner to try to stay in front of Kurt Busch. It's not working, Suarez. Look out. 3 wide for third. 3 wide for, good God, they're 3 wide everywhere. Logano in second. Don't like this.
Gonna have to work hard in that bottom groove.
Oh, Bubba overdrove 3. I thought he was going to kill Chase.
Me too. I thought he was going to do something.
3 wide still. Suarez is a speed bump. Boy, 2 tires ain't working for him. Oh, we got a wreck. Briscoe got spun. Or did he blow up? That's a lot of smoke.
And he spun around, Steve. He's
Okay,
got
he's
it
fine.
righted. 10's back here slow as well. I don't know if he just stopped for the
Almirola had trouble.
spin or if he spun around. Chase Briscoe had a little pit road issue, slid through his box.
2 Stewart Haas cars.
Several spots on pit road now.
Good pit stops.
What do you got, Kim?
Yeah, Eric Almirola, problem there. He only has 3rd gear, and that was apparently
Oh, no.
came down for that.
Almirola's only got 3rd gear.
Stuck between 1st and 2nd gear, so he lost 2nd. Now he seems to have lost the others. The team's going to give him references, but I'm being told the 10 car only has 3rd gear.
I'm scratching my head, guys. This is the same equipment we have run all year long. We've gone to road courses. We've seen shifting everywhere.
That's what it did on me leaving the box.
So now we have Eric talking about shifting issues. We saw Corey LaJoy said he had a shifting issue. So
it was like it was in neutral. Then I grabbed it again, and there's nothing there. So I went to 3rd, and I had 3rd gear.
So the racer in me,
now I don't have any other gear.
Starting to wonder if we're getting halfway in the year, right? Are we starting to see a mileage thing? All these guys are trying to figure out how long you can run this equipment. Are these shifting issues because, these races or these cars or these linkages have been run before? Let's take an issue right here. This is Bubba Wallace, I believe. Yeah, a lot happening on this restart.
Bubba was hard on the brake.
23 there, locks the left front up. That's a big lockup.
Flat spot that left front tire and wind up with a flat and have to pit. Maybe.
This is Briscoe getting loose, getting into the...
Briscoe hit Custer and spun, and then at the same time, Almirola's only got 3rd gear. It's a Stewart Haas nightmare. It's funny when all the team cars at once have trouble. It's like at Talladega, I think it was last year, Larson Byron and Chase all got wrecked in the same fucking wreck. They didn't hit nothing really, but they all three got turned and went through the grass. It was like, wow.
To operate right on the edge of control, overstepped it just a little bit, and this is what happens.
Well, you'll have that.
Troubles for Chase Briscoe. Have a restart. We come.
Yeah, when DEI made the team swap, I think Tony Ura Jr. said on the podcast this week, he said Mikey was happy as hell. It's like, of course he was. He was driving with a team that won 6 races the year before. Said he'd never had a race team like that in his life. I'm like, I'm sure you haven't.
And clearly couldn't do nothing
with it. Couldn't do nothing with it. This guy said the Raw intro in 2011 was a banger, and this guy said, LOL, I love when people get nostalgic for absolute dog shit like everything WWE did from 2010 to 2012. It's sad how he'll look back now and go, hey man, the Shield was fun, wasn't it?
That's the only thing you can say from that time period.
Yeah, CM
Shield
Punk.
and Wyatt family.
Yeah, Wyatt family Shield. Punk was still there. Now there's just like nothing redeemable whatsoever. And a company that has Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and I could go on. Nothing redeemable. Nothing worth watching. Bobby Lashley at his prime.
Bobby Lashley getting towards the end, but he's still doing good.
I think he's better now than he ever was.
25 laps. The 10 car.
Fucking Kevin Owens.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew, yes. See what I mean? We can name off
nothing redeemable.
Nothing worth watching.
Ricochet's awesome and fun to watch.
Sasha Banks is gone, so fuck you. Best female wrestler in fucking history, and you run her off.
How about my Beth Phoenix like that?
Ahead of her time. Her and Natalia.
Yes, they were both just they were just 2 years old.
But I will stand on a hill and say Sasha Banks is the greatest female in-ring performer in history, because nobody ever had that consistent level of fucking great matches. Nobody. Except the people she was working with, like maybe Bailey. Bailey had a lot, but Sasha just you cannot touch her. She is like unbelievable.
Lots of 3 wide off of turn 2.
That time Chase was the victim of 3 wide because he lost spots. Harvick, please get by Logano. I need a safety net in case something happens to Truex. Don't want Logano inheriting a win.
Great shots here.
Oof.
More defensive driving down the front straightaway.
Suarez again enters the crease. He's so slow, he's going shallow, so nobody can get underneath him. And my cable froze again. Oh. Make up your mind.
Fuck off. Stupid ass fucking.
This is what I have to deal with every week because they won't show the races on NBC. Oh. Oh.
Trying to bring his teammate Ross Chastain.
Just when I'm about to grab the remote and switch over to the app. I appreciate it doing this just after the last 2 restarts.
Today, but this is a great racetrack for that team. They struggled on pit road many times.
3 wide.
Several weeks had some great fast cars. William Byron trying to get in the middle there, trying to go 3 wide, not able to do it.
Chastain's in the top 10 for what, the first time today?
Bubba Wallace, who we saw had that left front lock up, trying to work his way around the bottom of the racetrack. Ross Chastain is first time.
We 3 wide again. Suarez just got a bad car. I was all for taking 2 tires, but if your car just sucks, it's not going to do you any good.
a little bit
As
right
far
here.
as
Give
his
that
car,
He's obviously got a bad
dog
car.
shit.
And Ross hasn't been great today either. They're just now in the top 10 for the first time. That's his teammates. So. You can always use teammates as like a gauge. Like, hey, you know this guy's good, but he's kind of shitty today. So.
Where the fuck is Dennis Hamlin?
That's a good question. He's 16.
16.
Start out and they're just
Denny struggling's really confusing.
and we just are so
Well,
used to
don't
writing those
jinx
guys
it.
off.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to change.
They push a button, turn a screw, make an adjustment, brings them right back into it.
Yeah, like when Tony Uri put those springs in your fucking car at Pocono. I forgot about that race. Oh my
It's
god.
very small to make a big adjustment for the
Enough
driver.
already.
Just some small adjustments on the front ride height or the air pressure, and the drivers can really feel it. I think the drivers are starting to figure it out as well. As you look at that running order, the top 6 all Cup champions. So, you know, a brand new car for all these drivers, but the guys that have figured it out in the past and were champions, Marty, are now figuring this car out here in New Hampshire.
We got a spin.
Got another one. Oh, Kyle Busch again. Right in front of Denny Hamlin. And everybody makes it through again. This motherfucker is so unbelievably lucky. I know he's having a terrible day.
Well, he was 12.
Yeah, he was the best he'd run all day, but not anymore. Damn, Kyle.
And avoid contact as well. There may have been a few guys make a little contact with the wall.
Cue races they want to forget on YouTube. Kyle Busch, New Hampshire, 2022.
Out from 13th position. I just mentioned how he had worked his way back into this race, and we've got some.
Got some what?
Dime bags.
It's the most important parts.
I mean,
oh, whoa. Keselowski was running into Austin. Oh, Keselowski and Austin Dillon are mad at each other. Brad just drove up to Austin Dillon and hit him under caution.
Not sure exactly what started it, but they were banging on each other.
Here they go again.
Really angry.
Mark Martin and Dale Earnhardt are going at it. Oh, wait.
Watch this here.
So at least we got a replay of it.
So the three
oh, Austin Dillon started it with him first.
Swerves at the 6. And
oh, Brad hit him way harder.
Yeah, Brad.
I wouldn't take that shit either. I think Brad might have tore his car up doing that, though, because he hit him pretty hard.
Fucking drove it.
And, of course, I can't see any of this because the cable's not fucking working.
What's this? You see, like the damage.
I think Brad's fucked his day up.
Front splitter, the left front tire's down.
That's from hitting Austin Dillon as hard as he could.
I wonder, Steve, what's getting torn up in that?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not going to help the performance of the 6 car. Let's see what happened to the 18.
He spun out again. He did what I did earlier. In the exact same spot when I was playing the video game. And I saved it too.
He wedged the car and made the car freer. It's the second time today Kyle Busch has spun out all by himself. It's just, these are things we're not accustomed to seeing Kyle Busch do. And so,
if I was Brad, I'd jam on the brake right fucking now in front of Austin Dillon on pit road.
Oh, this is a hockey fight. We're going to have to go back and find out.
Hopefully after the race they can
Right,
fight
and that's
each other.
what Brad said on the radio. He said, so I don't even know if he knows exactly why Austin Dillon maybe made that move down the backstretch at him.
Because Austin Dillon's butthurt that his career's amended to nothing and he's wasting a fucking rod. And coasting off of the 2 fluke wins, the 3 fluke wins that he got, because he's never once won a race on merit. It's always been pure luck and strategy by his team to carry his worthless ass to a half-assed win. Chris, I was about to say the exact same thing. I guess I'll just have to I'm not watching this cable the rest of the fucking day if it's just going to go on and off. So I'm just watching on the app rest of the race, not switching back. It's a waste of my fucking time to sit here and hope that I can see what's going on, because I missed that whole exchange there, so I'm fucking over it. You think Brad yelled that under caution just now? What Brad should have done is hit him in the rear tire to break that fucking toe out of the car. Is what he should have done instead of dooring him. Should have knocked the piss out of him in the rear. Teach a stupid ass wipe a lesson.
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen. Yeah, Austin Dillon and Brett Keselowski. That's the what the fuck moment of the day so far.
Somebody said Austin Dillon needed some drama for his TV show.
Yeah.
So he wanted to fight Brad after the race.
Slap, she said, get his ass, Brad. I'm with you. I don't like Austin Dillon. You hit me under yellow. That's what Brad was saying when fucking Matt Kenseth tackled him in the garage at Charlotte. And Krista said, you hit me under yellow. You hit me under yellow. So let me get this straight. Sorry, this is random and off topic, but I just see shit on Twitter and I got to say something about it. Report, nearly 400 officers were at the Uvalde Elementary School. 400 cops. And not one went in there to do a goddamn thing about what was going on. One guy with a gun scared 400 cops. Yeah. God bless America.
Hampshire still trying to figure out what is going on between
they're still going at it.
And Dylan going at it on the racetrack under caution, Marty. You learned anything down there?
Well, and look at this. After the pit stops, they're still front to back here. And I asked the team a moment ago, I asked Justin Alexander.
I'm going to brake check that motherfucker if I'm Brad.
What led to that? He said, I have no clue what happened on the racetrack. I think you can file another one away.
I'm sure the way Brad reacted, he must have been like, what the fuck?
The contact happened right there on the backstretch.
Definitely, and I asked Matt McCall the exact same question.
Brad was like,
nope. That? He goes, no idea.
Nope,
We think maybe the three things
ran
we
his
hit him,
ass into
but
the
we didn't
damn
hit
grass.
him. So I think a lot of people
I'll do it
scratch their head.
again.
We know it can be frustrating back to the pack, just trying to get those cars to work, and tempers will flare. But
I'll tell you what happened with those two. Austin Dillon's fucking stupid. That's what happened.
Ronnie Gordon?
Yeah, because there was no reason for him.
No need for that. You're running for fucking 20th. Chill out.
They're side by side, and then Austin Dillon comes up the track to hit Brad. What the fuck?
Super retaliated after a little swerve. We're gonna have
Harvick and Truex back on the front row. Kurt Busch and Logano in the second row. I'm looking at Chase in the third row. He's fast. There's Bubba going 3 wide.
Well, seeing all that defensive driving down into turn 1, guys going to the apron.
Ain't no defensive driving in the 23. He's offensively driving.
No one still has been able to defend.
Ross the Haas run the outside. Oh. Bill just barely cleared him.
Truex gets away cleanly again. They battle hard behind him.
Oh, look out, Bill.
Kurt Busch working his way forward a little bit.
Chase is fast. Chase has to get to the front and hope his crew can keep him there.
I want to pour Gatorade on myself.
Kurt Busch.
That's a waste of
Such a good race car driver, still doing it at his age. Guy's a threat.
No,
Working
wasted
hard
a Gatorade.
underneath Chase Elliott. Hoping the 22 will lead him a little bit of a gap on the bottom.
It's going to be hard for me to not drink all those great Powerades I got in there all in one day. Oh. Chase for third, running outside of Logano. We're watching on the app for the rest of the fucking day. So you got money on Harvick, James. I got money on Truex.
Kurt's getting about the 20 car behind him. Kurt underneath the 22 just can't make it work on corner exit.
Had a big lift on corner exit. That allowed Larson.
We'll never know if he was going to have to wreck Kyle at Gateway because Kyle just flat out choked that one.
The 20 now to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get under the 45 here. Kurt Busch off of turn 4.
Longest stage ever.
Chastain working that number 1 car into the picture here today. Didn't have the qualifying effort, didn't have the pace early in the race. They worked and worked to get this car faster.
Yeah, Ross is fast all of a sudden. Tight, but faster than he was.
I'm seeing all this. There's no chance I want to get my car back in row 2 or 3. It's chaos back here. I know every time we got a restart off of 2.
But the 3 best cars are running 1, 2, 3, finally. Definitively, the 3 best cars.
Real close right here with Byron in the 1 of Chastain. Byron making
That's
a little bit of a comeback as well. That car wasn't in love with it early.
Yeah, Christopher Bell is, I'm sorry.
Kind of like when Hemrick spun Noah yesterday. It's like, ain't nobody gonna complain. It's Noah.
Time moment in this race. Made their car better.
You just put 20 on Chase. Huh.
And William trying to get to the bottom and trying.
I still say I made the best bet. Ellie's led almost every goddamn lap.
Oh, so close.
Now the NBC app's fucking freezing, so I can't watch the race anywhere. It's telling me my TV doesn't have internet. Well, it looks like I have no choice but to hope the cable's working now.
Damn.
We'll try the cable again because we got no choice.
Through the stall.
It's working for now.
Conversation after that.
Denny Hamlin is not happy with his current situation.
I'm trying to be respectful of the 20 toes throw. You know, it's just way off that feet to the right. Depending on that historically, I'm not worried about it. You run it over it, for example. I've seen plenty of film where that's not really an issue. So just keep that in mind.
So there you go, Steve. What's in to go here in the stage? The pit stop coming up. Let's sort of unpack that. What's the especially between teammates, even though there is one stall.
It's really not that much. At New Hampshire, it's not a lot.
Logan Racing and Hendrick Motorsports are working together and trying to take care of one another. But the etiquette on pit road, Jeff, is your air hose is your problem, and keep it out of my way if I'm coming to pit road. I also agree with Gabe Hart, though. What he's saying is, with this new car and the clean bottom, I've seen other cars run over it. It hasn't hurt their pit stops or anything. So let's not be hurting ourselves trying to help the 20. I would probably come off the pit box if I'm Gabe Hart, go over there and say, hey guys, I've told my driver to do this, just trying to tidy your hose up, help me out. But I agree with the crew chief there, man. You just don't worry about it. I appreciate Hamlin trying to be a nice teammate, but it's costing him a decent run.
Well, I wonder if it's not also that he's worried that it might damage his car. If he drives over that hose and it catches something.
Or maybe he feels bad because Bill has that pit crew that was on Bubba's car that Denny loved so much.
If that's on his mind.
I like how they're trying to make,
car, there was a lot of stuff
pit
worth
stop
catch on. This car,
as an excuse for why he's running.
One thing I noticed, guys, we talked a lot this year about the young racers and how big of an impact they've made.
If I had multiple screens available to me, I'd be using the NASCAR app for them onboard cameras.
Experience in the top 6, all champions. You wonder if this racetrack on this day isn't racing like it has in the past, and all these guys have that experience and they're taking advantage of it. Parker.
And Jeff, you hit the nail on the head. When I was talking to the 19 team, they said Martin Truex Jr. described this racetrack this weekend as old school Loudon. I said, what does that mean? They said, we're not really sure, but he's been coming here a long time, so we think he knows what he's talking about. But if you notice, that 19 has been running that very low line, just about one groove above.
That's my NASCAR 2005 New Hampshire line where I hit the apron to get my car to turn better in the corner.
And I think you know a thing or two about running here, so is this the line that you would consider old?
That's how I run a lot of races. I remember my car at IRP in NASCAR 2005 was so goddamn tight, I had no choice but to hit the apron and get sideways just to get it to turn.
I mean, he has dominated this race.
Most laps led at New Hampshire without a win. Look who's second on that list.
So far from Mark Truex and this team.
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing most of those laps were between 2001 and 2006 because we didn't have many good races at a Hendrick car at New Hampshire. That was an interesting stat. Looks like Austin Dillon and Brad have settled down. They're racing together now. Nothing's happened.
I don't know if this is going to continue or not. No, I'm still trying to figure out why they were so mad at the start.
So. Yeah, they restarted together and kind of drove up through the pack a little bit. Yeah, all past a few cars, but 21st, 22nd position for Austin and Brad.
Make sure I didn't fucking knock anything loose.
Kyle was coming in here with such great qualifying effort, trying to, build this program, really lose his cool there for a minute. And take such risk with the car. Knowing as weak and easy it is to bend the toe link.
And I will say, Chris
I was surprised that car owner Brad Keselowski did that shit under caution that he did.
Together as they build that program, as you mentioned, right? When they have good days, and you seem to have.
That must be just how mad he was.
they struggle together, while that can be frustrating, it also tells me they're doing a nice job preparing the two cars equally, learning as much as possible.
Roush has always believed in Buescher, and this is, Brad's learning.
Remember when Roush got Buescher back? It came out of nowhere. So Buescher drove for Roush in the Xfinity Series like 8 years ago. Roush downsized to 2 cars and Cups. They didn't have enough room for Buescher. They only had 2 cars. So Buescher signed with the JTG Daugherty Racing, the 47 car. They had a second car for a while. Buescher signed with that team, and it was written in the contract that he was still a Roush driver but was being loaned to that team. And Roush could reclaim him when they were ready. Well, out of the blue, year before last, Roush goes, we want Buescher because we're firing Stenhouse. And they basically just said they fired Stenhouse because he sucked. And they just overnight were like, we want Buescher now, so that's why Buescher's in the 17. It came out of nowhere. Remember that, Dylan? It was like a big deal. Holy fuck. It's like, oh shit, he was still under a Roush contract but driving a Chevrolet? It's a weird situation.
Close in a little bit on
I go like every week looking at the 47 line. Damn, what is Buescher doing on the race?
The 4-car of Harvick has been running in that third groove most of the race, entering a little lower and driving up the racetrack into this third groove.
So he was just on loan.
Wonder if Truex will be willing to make some...
Dude, Chris, Brad Keselowski with nothing to lose is pretty terrifying if you remember his younger days. And he had something to lose then. Imagine how he feels now with nothing to lose.
To the finish line to win.
You got nothing to lose. Harvick was running down Truex here at the end of the stage.
The first 2 stages.
Stage winner MTJ, but Harvick's right on his bumper.
Car is the car to beat still today.
Chase Elliott third. Like I said, these are clearly the 3 best cars.
Harvick, Chase Elliott, all these guys.
Clearly.
666 days, Harvick.
Hail Satan.
Regular season championship.
Bubba Wallace, stage point.
Stage 2 is over, guys. It's been a lot of fun for the first 2 stages.
For a meh race, it's still been a good race because a lot of shit's happened. It's just that Loudon's a frustrating track to drive. And you can see that. And I think that's leading to guys getting mad because they're just like, God damn it, can't fucking pass nobody. Oh my God, is that a John Wayne Gacy drag car? I think George Carlin had a joke. He said, I get tired of hearing people talk about how much they love their children. They do everything for their children. And George Carlin goes, let me tell you something. John Wayne Gacy loved his children. He kept them right out in the backyard. Yeah, Buescher won the Xfinity Championship driving for Roush. But Roush has been a fucking joke for the last 8 years. And double check, make sure we're on the cable. We're taking a chance here. When this next restart pops off and the racing goes crazy, it's going to fucking freeze again. Sure enough, Roush Racing tweeted after that deal, said, well, it looks like he got some more content for that new TV show. Something they can put in the fucking commercial. Oh, here's IndyCar highlights. Oh, wow, Scott Dixon won. Color me surprised.
Driving away from these guys.
In Toronto.
Win. Scott Dixon with the
Speaking of Truex, stinking out the races.
Unbelievable.
Scott Dixon has stunk up many an IndyCar race in his day.
With 52 wins, and then look at this right here. Mario.
Speaking of guys who used to stink up IndyCar races, Mario Andretti.
Right there, Mario Andretti is just incredible. By the way, another mention, AJ Foyt has the most wins in IndyCar.
Now, if you beat him, he could tweet about you, he could talk to you, he could rough you up. There's no telling. AJ.
Oh, yeah, he'll knock you out on pit road.
I love it.
In Victory Lane, remember that? Texas?
He slapped the man in Victory Lane.
Right aboard the pace car Coca-Cola Cam. This is a familiar sight for our pace car. Looking out back at this number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota of Mark Truex Jr. But Mark Truex Jr. had a little company at the end of that stage. Harvick getting that car rolled. These guys are going to come to pit road. Harvick's been fast on pit road all weekend. Great stops. Can they take the lead?
People are going mad when Chase.
Kyle Larson needs help on exit. He says, guys, the exit's not as good as it was earlier in the race. I can't lean on those right rears. They take a tear off there. You see they make air pressure adjustments. They'll give him 4 tire. Oh, a little slower.
This is not the money shot. You got to pit one more time.
Just a little bit slower, Marty, on the 5.
But every pit stop's a big deal.
Has been outstanding today. He told Rodney Childers.
Good pit. Wow, Harvick under 11 seconds.
Nearly as tight as I was at the end of stage 1.
Truex and Chase are going to beat him out. Truex first, Chase Elliott second, Harvick third. Damn, Busher took, there you go, 2 tires. And Busher's got a car good enough to do something with it.
Harvick guys, man, they lost the stop.
Cindric, 4-week suspension for the crew chief and tire changer.
And we'll get it all
They need to
figured out.
remove his win.
Cindric lost a wheel. That's a suspension for the crew chief and the tire changer. 4-week vacation. They'll be back in time for Watkins Glen. I'm sure the driver wishes he could get suspended for Daytona sometimes. That's coming up soon.
Too bad it wasn't in July.
Yeah. There's the lobster pictures.
You get the Loudon lobster. A lot of guys have a lot of fun holding that trophy up. Some not so excited about it.
Jimmy Johnson, I was there. Jimmy Johnson was like, what the fuck?
I hear that the Peacock.
I was there. They just showed Ryan Newman's. On the cock box.
Yep.
Who's on the cock box? Oh, Brad Daugherty and the lobster.
I'm not sure
that poor fucking lobster.
To victory lane. Brad's kind of eyeing this.
And back down to your
What do you think, Big?
I'll tell you what, Denny Hamlin was scared of this bad boy.
Yeah.
I got 3 words.
Imagine being this poor fucking lobster.
This is a big rascal. 21 pounds of lobster. My goodness, I've died and gone to heaven, bro.
He's on television.
Look at that thing. Wow.
He's like, take this tape off, motherfucker. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, then we'll
I think it's funny holding me up on television.
Piece of shit.
Looks like an alien.
Yeah, it does. Kind of does.
Come on, Brad. You can't. That thing's gigantic. Yeah. Hey, see how confident
Put that fucker back in the tank.
those claws. Let's see how confident you are then.
I just said that.
I have learned, DJ, that when you go to dinner with Brad, you will get stuck with a check.
Interesting report from the cock box. Harrison Burton was laps down. Did he stay out? Oh, wow. Get this. Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch stay out. They will be the top 3.
Never a good situation. I believe it's
Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch.
Here he is at the top of the screen, right?
Yeah, because he's been spinning out so much. This is where it could benefit Kyle. See, he did it on purpose. Big brain. Kyle Busch getting that track position.
Interesting point, because a week ago, the 20 had this issue. And there you go. There you see the
There goes the wheel.
As we cross the start finish line. The 20 had this issue. His tire didn't go very far.
He picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel.
Give them the opportunity to have some judgment on whether it was a safety concern or if it affected another vehicle. So right here, the 20 pulls out. He pulls out like 1 box. The left rear comes off, and it rolls a little bit. But NASCAR said, what happens after this matters. Who's on
I'll
pit
still
road? How
never
crowded
forget
is it?
that.
One of
That's
his
so
tires, tire kind of
funny.
rolls through an empty pit stop.
He barely makes it out, and the wheel's like, fuck you.
That was considered a non-penalty. But they did say that was probably on the edge, so it's going to be very interesting for the 2 what they're going to call him this week. They're going to see if this should be a suspension or not. So a little update to the rule. We'll have to wait till Tuesday or Wednesday to see.
So, Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch.
14, 18, they all stayed out on the track.
Good for
They have
Chase.
to gain a lot of track position.
Keep Truex.
Truex taking that bottom
The best thing that these guys can hope for is to have Truex held up behind somebody.
with new tires. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Older tires, about 20 lap difference between tires.
I get on
Everybody's got a pit again, so this is fine for Briscoe, Burton, and Kyle.
Knowing he was going to stay out.
Although Truex is probably going to make quick work of them, and Chase and Harvick are held up. Look at Kyle Busch, 3 wide through the middle. Harrison Burton's car just not handling. That tells me there Burton's car just sucks, which makes sense. It's been like 25th all day.
The field just being as easy as possible, knowing they were going to try to stay.
Briscoe, who won Phoenix, which is a sort of similar track, he took off. Chase is in front of Harvick. We know they don't like each other very much.
Have a great run at Phoenix.
3 wide back there.
And a lot of people compare the two tracks.
Ross is in the middle of it again.
And he's had a couple chances at 410, but some bonsai moves at the end of the race haven't worked out. He was racing Larson and Charlotte, didn't go his way.
Still 3 wide back there.
Got Reddick at the end, so.
Oh, Briscoe checked out. Thank you.
Yeah. Remember Logano did earlier too. Now Truex is second.
Great time for a young driver to be up there racing.
Harvick didn't really get a good restart or anything here.
Learn these laps. We talk about the lack of practice, 15 or 20 minutes. It's a lot to learn a racetrack and a new car in that short amount of time. Running around at the back sometimes, and it's like a dogfight. I'm not sure you learn a whole lot as much as you're just defending every corner, every lap. Right here, he's going to get a good chance to see some of the best in action. Hunt Brothers Pizza camera on the roof of this 4-car for Kevin Harvick down into turn 3. Look at how rough it is. Bounce, bounce, bounce down in the corner.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Bumps. Get down into turn 3. That's where the road.
Oh, Chase.
The infield.
Oh, Kyle.
Those bumps continue down into turn 3.
You get clear of the 21, you should be good, Chase.
Wants to run that high line, and he opens that middle lane up for everybody. They immediately look at it. Harrison ran hard when they dropped the green flag on that restart. It surprised me as opposed to Kyle Busch.
Chastain and Hamlin. Did Hamlin just send Chastain? He may have.
At the racetrack.
Send me up the track. All right, I'll show you something there, old feller.
Junior said, "Oh no!" Did you see how hard Ross drove in the corner?
Get him! Get him, Ross!
Make another mistake, Ross. I'd be like, "Oh gosh darn it! I just keep making these mistakes."
I didn't mean to kick your toe link.
Got a battle for the lead.
Change about to happen. There's the 19 has caught Briscoe quickly.
Yeah, that 19, we talk
Briscoe's holding on a little bit.
Track position. He has a great race.
He's doing bad.
This is good for Briscoe.
And he wants to get by this 14 because that 9 Chase Elliott is not far off the
Yeah, you better hurry up and get this done.
This is a difficult situation for Ross Chastain because he's been in the middle of
race hard. Mistakes happen. As we've seen plenty of times this year with you. Truex running outside of Briscoe for the lead.
Something might happen. He doesn't want it to happen, but he'll never make this pass if he's not aggressive. It's
Lead
a
him to the
very
line.
difficult situation.
19 has gotten to the outside of the 14. There's not much Briscoe can do at this point.
Send it in and get loose.
Look how good that 19 is on corner exit. My goodness.
Chastain had worked himself into the top 10, and now he's struggling. Let's see what happened here down in the corner.
He did.
A little contact right there.
They both went on. God, he chased Chastain to the apron to hit him.
Partner.
Well, guys, we see these two, the 11 and the 1, race each other so tightly. I asked our Chastain's crew chief, Phil Surgeon, about that and said, do you talk about this because this is obviously becoming something that's gone longer than just 1 week? And he said, yes, we absolutely have talked about it, but we all agreed. We're here to race. We're not going to race him any differently. If he's in front of us, we're going to try and pass him, and we don't ask him to race any differently. We cannot do that. We just have to race, and if he chooses to do something out of our control, meaning the 11, then so be it, Marty.
Denny Hamlin trying to come back up to the field for the 3rd time today after losing spots on pit road. This time, though, just 4 positions for Hamlin.
I thought they should have swapped Bubba and Hamlin's crew, since Hamlin loves Bubba's crew so much. Match being Christopher Bell. Hey, we're switching some of the 23 guys to your team. I'd be like, wow, you really don't care about me at all, do you?
I would honestly quit. I would fucking quit. I'd just be fucking down.
All right, the 3 best cars are back out front again.
A little slide on that stop to lose 4 spots. But Steve, great point by Chris Gabehart. They're learning this new car not only on the track, but
yeah.
But
deal with another one.
You know, the only struggle I will say is, you know, there's 36 guys learning the same
You know that
thing.
kid
I mean,
who's like in
I would
that
try to
meme
find a
where he's
different way,
sitting in
maybe
his
look
chair
at
and he's got
former
that
notes
vein
because you
bulging out
just
of his
don't want to
neck
continue to have
because he's
issues
about
that
to
you
say
can hear the
something.
frustration
That's what
in
they're all
Denny's
doing
voice,
right
and I
now
don't think
with
his
Chase.
analysis of what's going on is incorrect.
Yeah, he's got that
Place,
look on
but
his
the simple
face, his
fact is,
veins
it
bulging
still
out of
hurts
his
the
neck,
11,
his
what you say,
face is
4
red.
spots,
That's what they're all
Marty, so that's
doing.
gonna, you know, put him behind and back here in the mix. I tell you, at the top of the screen, as we see Kevin Harvick passing Chase Briscoe, we're lined
It's like
up.
Michael when he talked about Lindsay playing with the straw and the soda cup. Michael goes, "Quit it!" Like out of nowhere, he just says, he just went, "Quit it!"
Let's do a little Toyota.
What's wrong with Lindsay? Why?
Fastest Toyota here in New Hampshire. He's led the most laps here without a win. But guys, when we see cars be dominant,
You ever heard them tell the story about Joel petting the cat? Poor kitty. Is that that cat that Bernie had? And Joel just go, "Poor kitty." You're good. You got the fucking lead, dude. But Chase is good enough to put some pressure on him. Passing him, I don't know. Nobody has passed Truex today. The only way the lead's changed is on strategy. Logano's staying out, Burton's staying out, or Briscoe staying out.
Like he did by Kevin Harvick at the end of stage 2. You don't know what to do to that race car. Steve, how do you...
You're not going to pass Truex straight up. You're going to have to do something.
To be ready for this final stage.
The hardest thing is you don't want to...
I'm taking 2 tires on the last stop.
The best car here, but I'll tell you right now, time and scored say it's Chase Elliott.
Oh, we got a yellow.
On the racetrack.
You can't make it from here.
Spun around here.
Todd Gilliland.
38 car.
Some guys will pit here and try to make it, though. I can promise you that.
What is it about fuel mileage?
I don't know if I'd try that. I don't know.
See, they just mentioned, what is it about fuel mileage in New Hampshire? 2010, 2011 fall race. 2 years in a row, fuel mileage at New Hampshire. Roughly, caution came out around the same time here. So some guys are going to try to just stop here and go to the end. I bet you Truex, Elliott, and Harvick won't. They probably won't because they're just like, we're good enough to be up here. We don't need to do that. But guys who are not happy with their cars right now, oh, they're going to pit.
Really serious decision to make.
Briscoe's going to pit. I can pretty much guarantee that. Briscoe will pit. Harrison Burton will pit.
You're going to have to come to pit road. Let's take a look here at the 38. What exactly happened? Top right part of the screen comes into view. Already backwards. Can't really tell how he got there, but didn't get into the wall too hard, so I think he should
Can't even tell who that car was. That Suarez?
So now the question is, do you want to pit?
No, I don't think it was.
And make sure you have enough fuel to make.
This caution's perfect. It's going to break up the strategy again. Some guys will pit, a bunch will stay out. Then it just depends on if there's a caution the rest of the day. It's a strategy race.
He's back in the 8th position. Does somebody like Logano gamble and stay out again?
Oh, boy, that extra lap.
Oh, look at this.
Split choices right here. Is everybody coming to pit road? Oh, one
Kurt Busch stays out.
A couple gamblers.
That extra lap.
I'm shocked to see Truex, Chase, and Harvick all
And
pit
heard
here.
on the radio of Chase Briscoe, they said we're right at the fuel window, so MVP. We'll see what that means. Chase said he was struggling for rear drive.
Bowling.
MVP means 2 tires only, Marty.
Bring back the Hurt business. Well, what is it with WWE and breaking up good factions? Retribution.
He hit Austin Dillon.
A blast from the past for Kevin Harvick there.
It's 4 Goodyear tires. You saw there for the 19 of Martin Truex, just fuel.
A lot of these guys that pitted, what did I say? On the last pit stop, take 2 tires?
Larson just got gas.
Larson, wow. And Chase took 4. That's tough. Especially because some cars stayed out.
From here is what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's passed all the way up to the top 5 earlier. So, well, Austin Dillon just can't get out of the fucking way, can he?
So with Geico, we can easily bundle.
They must be really confident in Chase to take 4 tires there, because they had to know that everybody was going to take 2 or none, and then a couple stayed out. But the couple that stayed out have got a pit, so they're almost irrelevant. Gas only don't make any sense. I'd at least want 2 tires. For the time you take to put gas in, you might as well change 2. Poor kitty. Saw a gif of a guy petting a Shiba Inu. I love those dogs. And he's petting the Shiba aggressively, and that Shiba's going like snarling up like, motherfucker, quit patting me on the head.
Yeah, like aggressively
He's like,
me on the head, you asshole.
Like
Why are you
this.
doing that?
Shiba was getting mad. He's like, get the fuck off me. Hello there.
That's awesome.
General Kenobi. It's been a solid race for only having like one real leader.
It's actually gotten better as it's gone on.
Most races do. It's hard to get a race like the 600 where it's just fucking the whole time.
Yeah, unless it's Martinsville or Bristol.
Yeah, Martinsville, Bristol's, Darlington's good for that.
Daytona,
Talladega, Atlanta now, I guess, because
the usual culprits.
Yeah. Certain tracks, okay, it can go either way here. Loudon's always been one where it's like New Hampshire's like either way, and we don't know what we're gonna get.
But it's probably gonna put you to sleep. But maybe not. Maybe not.
I know I'm on an anti-WWE tangent. They got her and her. Do something with both of them. Stop it.
Was the other one Shotzi?
Yeah,
Shotzi, yeah.
Do something.
Shotzi's alright, I don't mind.
And they've got Zelina Vega. Do something.
I think Zelina's just holding out to get released.
She's so awesome, and they don't even know it. They don't even know how awesome she is. In the ring, I mean.
She's pretty good.
She's pretty fucking good. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano spun the tires. Truex is like, get out of my way. Harvick, 3 wide under Truex.
Yeah, they were trying to get around Joey and they couldn't.
They've got Truex in a bad spot. That's huge. To get Harvick and Larson in front of Truex is huge.
Come on, Chase, get around him.
Chase is making great time too. Chase is passing Truex already.
Come on, Chase.
I think Truex just lost this race.
And yeah, we're around it.
Truex has totally lost his chance to win this race now. Yeah. Tight in traffic. Truex ain't had to be in traffic really any today.
He doesn't like being around people.
Where the fuck Byron come
This
from?
is awesome.
So Kurt Busch, Logano.
What the fuck is Cole Custer doing?
He stayed out.
He's fucking lost. Get him out of here.
So Kurt Busch, Logano, and Custer, they got to pit at some point. But yeah, Truex is fucked now because he let Elliott and Harvick and Larson get in front of him.
To your point, though, Dale, I don't remember you said this earlier. 4 tires with New Hampshire never was a huge advantage. It is today.
It's helping Chase. I see why they've kept doing it all day.
It's really made this job tougher for the drivers and the
They're going to learn today.
Michael, you would have stayed out. I kind of like pitting there once I saw so many guys pit because.
I mean, if I'm going to get gas, I'm going to get 2 tires.
Yeah.
You watch the battle here between
2 tires felt like the call, but 4 worked out for Chase really well. If I'm Chase now, you can totally take 2 or just stay out the rest of the day. Yeah. Oh boy! Truex just barely cleared Harvick. Harvick ain't gonna like that.
Yeah.
Although he's not gonna be able to do anything about it now.
And Kyle Busch had to jump around because he thought they were about to kill each other.
That was the definition of barely clear.
Yeah, now look at Kevin. He's going back.
Truex like snapped out of it. He was getting run over for a couple laps. All right, goddammit, I got the best car. Fuck this. And he cleared himself in front of Harvick. Oh.
Yeah, they just got together.
And Kyle jumped out because he thought they were going to kill each other.
Yeah, that could have been a wreck.
Marty. Just incredible.
Everybody but Ross Chastain is doing shit.
So now Chase is in front of Truex with a slight tire advantage.
And somehow it's all still going to be Ross's fault.
How many times has Kyle Busch got to spin out before he's out of this race?
Up inside the top 10, sitting in 9th, and maybe a shot to win this thing. What a wild afternoon.
Out front,
Come on,
Busch
Willie
has
D,
almost
get
a second
around
lead
Bell.
on Logano. Custer running 3rd place. Chase Elliott trying to get around his teammate.
The 3 cars up front have to pit again. Everybody else thinks they can make it, but it's close. It's close.
Larson up to the 3rd groove. Chase down on the bottom. Trying to draw even off the corner exit. A little bit of a side grab here.
Battle for 4th.
Yeah, Michael, I think there'll be another caution.
Down into turn 3 to 9 down.
Guys are running too hard now for it to not happen.
Bell down to the bottom.
God damn it, Bell, get out of here.
Christopher Bell and Chase
Damn
Elliott
it.
both have
Bell finished 2nd here last year.
Come on, Larson, hold them off.
Truex has got to be looking around going, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We controlled this entire race, and now look at us.
Last time everybody was on pit road.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, that made him vulnerable.
Let's get a caution.
Joey spun the tires. There's Denny catching Ross again.
Squared up. If it runs green, that's going to sting because those three will have to pit under green.
Bubba passing Truex. Harvick passing Truex. Has Truex got a problem?
Larson, Byron, they're all racing for track position because they think they have enough fuel in 19
I don't know.
spots, Parker.
Right, Steve, this is
Go all the way down to 11th, though.
You're listening there on the radio there. That's Martin just perplexed at how this car's gone away. He just came on the radio before that and said it's really awful. He said it's basically loose in, tight in the center, and loose off. It won't go right now. And remember, they put...
Maybe it'll come to him. Maybe it's a long-run car, although that loose off makes me worried. If you're looking for long-run speed, I wouldn't want to be loose off the corner.
Working for Martin. We asked the question, what do you do when you have a dominant race car like that?
Yeah, Larson took gas only.
And now just randomly does the shit.
Might have just done that, guys.
He had 2 tires, and plus he's been in the lead the whole race. Now he's got 10.
Well, I'm not going to win any money today.
Let's listen to 19 radio.
I made it up yesterday.
Yeah. Well, probably have to go back to the fucking app now.
Ugh. I wouldn't be upset if Kurt stole one.
Hold on, can't see the race. I got to turn the NBC Sports app back on. And now we'll just do that for the rest of the day as long as it'll work. Because a minute ago it was like, you don't have internet. That's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Clearly I have internet. We're streaming. It's kind of like my computer, the Elgato thing saying, no capture device detected. There's literally a capture card plugged into the computer. And the OBS says there's a capture card.
So gaming with your niece has never felt more intense.
Why do I have to watch an ad every time I start this up? It's really a drag. Cool. Don't give a fuck.
So, Steve, when I take a great race car and I put it in the middle of the field, what is going to happen?
It's not going to do anything it used to do when it was...
Chase Elliott being stuck outside the top 10 earlier was the best thing that could have happened to him. Because they were like, oh, our car's good. We can take 4. Don't matter where we are. Truex been out front all day. He don't know. He's learning now, but it's a little too late. You're inside the last 100 laps.
He's been working on his line for clean air. Obviously, it's still good.
Michael, that Chase bet's looking really good now.
Probably the second best car. Yeah,
that mid-race bet you just made.
Chief, or if you're the crew chief, you're telling Mark, okay, we got 2 tires. Maybe that's something.
He's going for the lead here on Logano right now.
This situation,
I hope he can make it to the end. Should be able to. We know we got better mileage than Logano, Custer, and whoever else. Kurt Busch.
As we look at the top of the screen there, Chase Elliott drove up to Joe Logano for second place.
Got to make this pass.
You
ain't got to rush to pass them. You know they can't make it.
Look how hard it fell off.
Second at the one in the middle.
Chase has a huge buffer because he's third. The car behind him can't make it, and the 2 in front of him can't make it. So Chase is in
he's just sitting
perfect fucking position to win another race and drive the internet crazy. What's the excuse is going to be this week if he wins? Because I'm sure people will pull something out of their ass. They love to do that.
What about that YouTuber that's a Truex fan?
Oh yeah, how's he coping right now? Oh wait, he don't watch no more. Even though he does. Because of course he does. Ross and Denny again. I've literally lost track of all the guys Ross is pissed off. We were naming them earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, Allmendinger, Blaney, Chase, Truex, Hamlin, Kyle Busch. It goes on and on.
He had Austin Dillon mad last week, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's another one.
Even though who cares if you piss off Austin Dillon?
He's so slow you ain't gonna have to worry about him anyway, except when you're lapping him.
Do it for Willie B. Take that motherfucker out.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, because Willie
but
B ain't been the same.
I ain't gonna lie, the playoffs are probably gonna suck, dude.
They're both catching Kurt Busch at the same time. Chase is running down Logano, and they're both running down Kurt Busch.
I feel like we got too many people that's due for fucking payback for the playoffs.
That just makes it funnier because 2014 was wild. 2014 and 15, it was pretty crazy. 2014, it was Brad. This year, it's Ross. 2014, Brad was public enemy number one. Like everybody. Jeff Gordon even admitted later on Brad didn't do anything wrong to him, but it was just Brad had pissed everybody off so much. It was like, oh, fuck Brad. And that's what's happening with Ross. It's just a fucking snowball that rolls downhill all year. It just builds resentment. Chase doesn't even need to work to pass these guys. They can't make it. Chase probably can.
He's probably putting the pressure on Joey, trying to get Joey a little bit more out of gas.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Joey's going to be able to catch Kurt. I don't know if he'll really be able to do it.
Good news is, if Chase can't make it, then pretty much nobody else in the field can. So everybody's pretty much even.
The lead is tightening up. Joey Logano closing in on Kurt Busch.
However,
Right behind him, Chase Elliott.
Logano and Kurt definitely need to pit. Chase does not.
Make it to the end of the race without a pit stop for fuel.
Custer needs to pit.
Believes his team can make it to the end.
But these other two, as you mentioned, even though they can't make it, they only have to pit with about 15 to go. So there's a long time that yellow would save their strategy. 22 kind of up the hill, 9 rolling right around the bottom. Kurt Busch is one to have these two run side by side.
That's the thing. I guess you kind of need to get by him in case a caution comes out later. You want to be in front of him.
Because he sees himself running down the leader.
Look at Joey mirror driving, doing what he does. See that? Completely changed his line.
Situation for Chase Elliott. If this thing goes green the whole way, this is a chance right here. He can be saving some fuel. He knows those guys got to pit.
I hope it goes green for Chase's sake. Even if it doesn't, he's still got a strong chance at winning. But
knowing that these guys,
because even on equal tire, if Kurt, Logano, and Chase are on equal tires, I'm taking Chase just based on what we've seen today.
Does he think he has a good long run car or a weak long run car? Does he think he needs
Chase missed one corner at Road America, and he could win 4 races in a row if he wins today.
Think about the outrage.
that's on that same strategy, right? That's what you have to play is you can't. It's not the same answer for every car. You have to make that
bet it was
strategy
nothing
fit your
but
car,
Hendricks
your
cheating,
driver.
Larson.
There's a lot of that going around. Yeah.
On the racetrack the last time by, so the longer this 9 car sits here behind these guys, it actually brings Christopher Bell into this battle.
Yeah. For the second year in a row at New Hampshire, Bell might end up second.
Yeah, 9 car can't wait here too long.
Bubba's 7th.
2-car battle if they do go green all the way to the
He's got 1 lap more gas than Chase has, because I bet a lot of those guys probably came back and pitted the extra time. I know people in the back probably came down pit road repeatedly before the caution
Race ended 8
ended.
laps shorter than official completion because of darkness. He's been wanting to come back here. This could be the place. Why? I mean, he's so good for him.
Hey, you got to feel for Bell last year. So the race last year got rained on and rained on and rained on. New Hampshire doesn't have lights. The race started at like 4 or 5 o'clock. I think 5. Started getting dark. And with 20 to go, NASCAR's like, look, we got to say 10 to go. It's not 20 to go, it's 10 to go. It's getting too dark. So Bell lost 10 laps he could have had to run down Almirola, and he was close. And then Almirola won. But it was just getting too dark. And the rule is with 20 to go, they can say, all right, 10 to go.
Victory lane keys to
if it's too dark.
Limit mistakes. You got to be able to do that, not just on the racetrack, but if we do get a caution here and another pit stop.
And we're in the same time zone. It's not really dark yet, and there's only 70 to go. And this race did start earlier than last year.
Second place cars, they stayed out, got the lead, and now Chase Elliott on.
Joey and Kurt have good cars. They're not like Briscoe and Burton and the other guys and Suarez who got up there and just completely dropped off the face of the earth.
Under yellow here in a few laps. If so, the 45 of Kurt Busch is going to love it. The 22 of Logano is going to love it. We're going to see a little contact between the 1 and the 6 right here. The 1 just slides up. That's pretty nice so far. It ain't over yet.
Ironic. Those two have a lot more in common than most people want to admit.
That's just for New Hampshire. You see the 6-car fade down the racetrack.
No, because that was incidental.
That's New Hampshire, guys.
I'm sure Brad gets it.
Fucking Dylan throwing the shit out of Brad for no reason.
Well, I said earlier.
I'll never understand why Austin did that.
Brad was the same driver that Ross is now. Like, they have a lot in common.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, that's just racing right there.
Up the racetrack, into the side of Keselowski.
Nothing happened.
That's why people don't like race for Ross Chastain. That is an example of how through the field, their frustration is so high for Ross. Ross
got tight there.
But what can Brad do? He's in the 3rd lane and he's getting run into. And that's to me, that's not New Hampshire. That's just somebody saying, I don't care if I run in this.
Jeff Burton's funny because Jeff Burton was very strict. Don't touch me. So that's why Burton's like, oh, that's not okay what Ross just did, because Burton was one of those guys, don't fucking touch me no matter what. If you hit me, I'm pissed. Because Burton raced pretty clean. He came up from the Mark Martin school of driving.
The 22, which is definitely heating up for the lead. I do want to mention.
So a lot of guys like Brad will say, okay, no big deal. You hit me, don't do it again, but no big deal. But Jeff Burton's like, that's not okay.
But if he does do it to you, then it's fine.
He's doing a nice job. Now you mentioned
Bell is catching Chase. God, that's a fucking repeat of last year, just with different guys, except for Bell being up here.
You know what this reminds me of? Eric Almirola here last year. Do not sleep.
I just said that. So it's looking like a repeat of last year, just with some different guys, and Bell's still up here. Where did this speed come from in the 20 car all of a sudden?
For the first car with 4 tires on.
Well, Michael, remember I said before the race I was either going to bet on Bell or Truex.
As a crew chief, you back your driver down a little bit because they got to make these good years last to the end of the race, baby.
Well, even though they have
Bell kind of came out of nowhere here to me. Because for some reason I got too comfortable there because I was like, oh, Custer's between Chase and Bell. It'll be fine.
Christopher Bell is thinking, I want to be the first car with the most.
Bell and Chase are the two cars that can make it.
There's 2 cars in front of him.
Ooh, Almirola, look out.
Short of a yellow coming out, this could be for the race win. And you know Chase Elliott realizes how
you got to go hard.
He too knows.
Don't let him have it. That's for damn sure.
He's getting that information. You see him fighting off, trying to maintain that position.
Trying to fight off Bell. It's like Busch and Logano get away. But as long as it stays green, Busch and Logano are not a problem. You've only got a problem if there's a caution. Because then how do you not pit? Because they're going to have to, and you're going to want tires. So you're just going to come down pit road behind them.
Extremely patient man, because this guy right here, Christopher Bell, is trying to take that track position away from him.
Well, Bell undefeated in Xfinity Series. Let's not forget Adam Stevens.
Don't let him have it.
He's won
Don't you
a big
dare.
chunk of races here as well. So, this combination hasn't had a lot of opportunity.
Hey, you bet on Bell before qualifying, so you got them good 18-1 odds before he went up to 12-1 after qualifying.
He's not an aggressive driver. Doesn't use the bumper of his race car. Drives with respect, but he might have to be out of his comfort zone a little bit to be able to make this pass happen.
I think he's going to make the pass happen. It's just taking a while.
He can make it happen without being a little bit of aggressive, taking the line away from this 9 car.
When Chase's car pushes up there, that's where I feel like he's going to lose it. But then Chase gets this monster run off the corner.
The way he wants to. I think this is what we're referring to when we talk about.
Chase just needs to keep doing what he's doing. It's just good enough to hold off Bell. Just good enough. Just bank on there not being a caution. You're not going to be able to pass Logano and Kurt now without putting yourself at risk of Bell getting by you.
Having a hell of a time with you, so it's all good.
If you try too hard to pass Logano, Bell's going to pass both of you. So, although now they've run up on Logano again, so you're kind of
has to be like, okay, well, what do I do now?
Rocking a hard place. If it stays green, you're good. If there's a caution, that kind of sucks, but. Cross that bridge. Now, Chase, I don't like that. Chase went to the bottom there. The speed off the corner is clearly off the top. You're going to see Bell get a nice run here, probably. Not a good one to get to Chase, but. I guess Chase went to the bottom because Logano's running higher and he wants clean air. Now he's starting to pull away from Bell. So, okay, whatever Chase did, it's working. I thought the speed was around the top.
And now we're back to trying to work on the fucking
Logano,
22 again. And that didn't work well earlier.
At least if Logano runs the opposite line of you, you're less likely to get tight and lose a bunch of time.
True.
But if Chase gets to the point where Logano feels like he's going to pass him, he's going to change it up on him. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Next lap. Unless Chase clears him here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Logano change it up here.
Nope.
Now Logano's going to go low. I almost guarantee it.
I mean, this is what Chase was doing earlier with Logano.
No, Logano's still sticking to his guns.
I'm surprised.
I guess he's just looking for a way around Kurt Busch. For once, Joey Logano might be driving out the windshield instead of the fucking mirror.
I don't think he's mirror driving. I don't think so.
He moved down a little that time, but not really.
I was about to say something.
He ain't got the grip to run the bottom. Chase has grip. Chase has 4 tires.
That's why he's not mirror.
Oh! Ooh! That was Chase getting back in the gas and just trying to make something happen. That's what that was. Didn't hurt him none, because hell, Bell still ain't got by him. Although that opened up a chance for Bell to have a chance. Oh, Logano overdrove the corner.
Got
Fuck
him.
you, Joey. Them old tires.
Damn, Joey completely whiffed on that.
Them old tires.
That was almost disastrous.
Because Chase was putting that pressure on Joey. That's why he overthrew it.
Put them 2 fingers on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they said tires don't mean a lot. They mean a little, and I think you saw the difference there because Joey's just doesn't have the grip. Chase can run the bottom. You got to have grip to run the bottom.
I don't think that's the tires. I think it's just the fact that Joey hasn't pitted in a while.
Yeah. Now he's stuck behind Cody Ware. Oh, Bell blocked him into Cody Ware. Use him.
Good Lord, Joey.
That's Bell. Bell said, I'm going to put you behind that fucking slow-ass 51. And then Joey sends it off in the corner, and it's just, there's no grip. No grip. Loose as hell.
Let's talk about how you don't do that, Jeff.
What did you do that for?
Talk about how you don't do that.
And so Joey goes down into turn 1.
Bell, you got to do what you got to do. It's so hard to pass.
Hell yeah. All right.
Now we got a battle for the lead here. This could decide the future of this race.
Maybe. If Kurt can make it.
And I don't think Bell's done with Chase yet. Once they both get clear of Kurt, the battle's probably on. It's only a matter of time before they pass Kurt, like right now. It's a matter of immediate time. Oh, he did the same thing again. Just trying to get back in the gas. That car just, it's like that in the video game here. You hit the gas, the thing just goes straight. Oh yeah, if Ross had done that, they'd be losing their mind. Yeah. I love Chase, but if Ross did what Chase just did, here it goes again, fucking rock that thing, move too.
I think it's Chase moving him out the way.
Yeah. You got it. It's so hard to pass. I don't see how you don't. You've watched this race all day. You've seen Truex with the fastest car. It took him 30 laps to pass Logano, who was clearly slower than him. It's that hard. And the longer this takes, Bell's going to come right back into this.
And Chase knows that.
You got to get done. But Kurt's got that top. Kurt's car has, it's not as loose as Logano's. Logano's is just fucking loose, although Kurt got loose there.
Kurt's got a little squirrely, but he can still hold it.
Kurt, fuck off!
And nope, still don't got it.
Bell's going to pass Chase around the outside if they're not careful. Now Chase has more room to get in the gas here. Not clear. Oh, just clear enough.
No.
But Chase didn't cut his balls off.
Got it.
And now Bell's going to get tight running behind Kurt. Oh, Chase overdrove the corner. Here comes Bell. That's the fucking race for the lead right there. Oh, man, Chase got lucky there. He was lucky Bell was just far enough back to not be able to make that work. Because Chase completely missed that corner. My God, you can race at New Hampshire. It's taken all day, but you can.
Chase Elliott, does he have enough speed?
Well, we were wondering if Chase Elliott was saving tire, and then he took off and drove away from the 20. But now you just
hope Chase ain't peaking too early this season.
He's pushing as hard as he can right now.
2020, when he won the championship, he peaked at the right time. Hope he's not peaking too early.
Rolls around the bottom of the track and closes up a little bit. The 9 car of Chase Elliott using
I mean, if this gets me to enjoy a Loudon race, then I don't really care too much. So I don't really like this race at all.
45 car, Kurt Busch earlier.
I'm not the biggest fan of this track in general.
Across the racetrack and actually got it inside Chase.
Chase really
Chase is really opening it up now.
Yeah. Now he can kind of just. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, if Bell gets too close, do the Logano, put him in the dirty air, take his line away. They're gonna have to deal with a lot of lap cars. There's 52 to go. That's gonna be a problem.
All I'm seeing is Chase's car loves that clean air.
Yeah.
It really likes it.
That would really change things because then only 2 drivers.
Both of Michael's bets are running 1-2, and they can make it to the end. Oh, I should have bet on one of them.
Well, your only option besides them is 5 seconds back in Bubba Wallace.
Will it take a win? The answer is always, I don't know, but I want to win. I don't want to be dependent on.
Most complete race Bubba's had all season outside of Kansas, but hell, you can't even say that was a complete race because the pit crew fucked him over.
There's still 51 laps to go, and Bubba Wallace's crew can still find a way to fuck him, even though it's not his actual crew.
So the best thing for Bubba is stay green and take the 6th place or the 5th place. He might get 5th. Hell, he's going to get 5th. Look at that, top 5.
Look at there. Now, barring anything,
he can get a top 5.
Just knock on freaking wood for the poor guy.
Remember, Custer was one of the ones that stayed out. He's got a pit.
Since you 50 to go here, you might want to start mentioning that to your driver as you build up a lead about
kind of hit a fuel number of some sort here to get to the end, wouldn't you?
Well, you would if you were.
Because it's still not a guarantee that Chase, Bill, and everybody else is going to make it.
Maybe this is well within their window. We see the 41 of Custer and Bubba Wallace running.
Yeah, right now, the 3 best cars on gas are Chase, Bill, and Bubba. Oh, Lord. Guys.
Bubba's working on Custer.
If Chase and Bill run out of gas, Bubba's going to win. Unless Harvick, because Harvick's right there with Bubba, too. And Harvick's been strong all day, so it's not a given, but as of now, I'm just saying it's possible.
We were talking about Cole Custer barely staying on the lead lap. They got the caution they needed, and then they stayed out under the
Custer tight in the center. Hell, Bubba got tight, too, and it's fucking dirty air. You could literally see the air affect that car.
Happy's coming back.
Yeah.
At a racetrack where he's not been bad. He finished 8th his rookie year here.
We're still due for another Kyle Busch spin, so we might get a yellow later.
Mired back in traffic as Harvick
Harvick's sending it on Bubba.
I thought that 2-tire stop, Jeff, would really work out for Harvick.
You're seeing guys drive in harder and hit the gas earlier on exit than you've seen all day. You just can't pass. As soon as you get to somebody's inside, that's what happened with Chase. Chase nearly killed himself trying to pass Logano and Kurt Busch because he hit both of them.
You have to.
Yep. And you just got to hope that they forgive you and understand.
For my job.
You want to get back in that gas a little sooner. You want to drive in the corner a little deeper. Keselowski 13th. Eat shit, Austin Dillon, wherever you're running. Time is it? 6:30. Still got like an hour and 45 minutes of daylight, so it's not like last year the race started so late. I knew when they started, it's going to be dark. That's what you get though for scheduling a race at 3 in the afternoon at a track with no lights when it can rain, you know. I like how the TV networks just assume, oh, it's never going to rain. It never rains at the racetrack. Schedule the races for later in the day. You get that West Coast audience. Fuck you. NFL starts at 1 o'clock, and you don't worry about the West Coast people then.
Yeah, they never say nothing about that.
But the TV networks, NASCAR, oh, we got to make it easier for the West Coast people to watch.
Fuck off.
It's like, okay, let's have NFL games at London at 9 a.m., fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. East Coast, 6 a.m. on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And guess what? Suckers like us will get up and watch them.
I mean, if it's 2 shit teams, I don't.
Yeah, usually I don't, because it's usually like the Jags and somebody. So.
The Jags, the Lions.
I did watch Jags-Dolphins last year, and it was a great game, and the Jags actually won. It was a pretty fun game, and I was shocked. I'm like, I'm actually glad I got up to watch this.
The fact that Jacksonville actually beat
the Urban Meyer Jags. Hey, we got a battle for the lead.
Right?
God, he was shit, and I knew he was going to be. You can look on my Facebook 2 years ago. I called that shit. I was like, he sucks.
Chase got a problem. Has to.
Yeah, sure. Look at that run off the top. Like I said, you just run that top. It's just good enough.
Oh, boy, they're hitting each other.
Just good enough to stay out front. Now I'll change it up. Uh-oh, now Bell's going to the top. I get nervous if Bell goes to the top. Lap car's coming. Oh, man, Chase, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. You let him get to the top. Oh, Bell almost hit the wall.
Looked like he kind of
touched it.
Did.
Keep fucking each other up. Give this win to Bubba.
I don't like what Chase's car is doing when he enters turn 3 now. That's the second lap in a row it's done that.
Chase got a little squirrely coming off the corner.
Lap car's coming. Who's going to get the unlucky break? What line is the lapper going to take?
Back in New Hampshire in a battle for the lead.
Bell's going to win. Damn it.
Of Chase Elliott.
Damn.
Clear lap traffic. Can he get the job done? Off of turn 2, the 20 car is clear in the new year.
Just the lap car picked the high line.
Elliott down over the last 3 laps.
Damn.
Pretty quickly, got to him quickly, and was able to pass.
Now I'm hoping for a caution. Now my brain is switched. Okay, we need a caution here. Get another shot at this.
And there's not a lot of racing left. Coming to 41 to go here.
Redemption for Christopher Bell.
Imagine the 9 car Chase Elliott doing any conserving at this point.
Chase's car suddenly just started getting loose into turn 3.
Yep.
Like it just over the course of a lap, it just switched. I was feeling good about it until it did that shit 2 laps in a row.
And then you pointed out the 20 kind of did the same thing. Maybe it's easier to pace your entry with a guy out in front of you.
Right? Maybe with nobody out front of him, maybe just overdriving the engine, driving too hard.
Well, Chase caught some lap traffic as well. Could have changed the balance.
The lap car didn't help.
These guys tend to be pretty comfortable running someone down, and then
So now Chase has got to hope that he catches a lap car break and can stay close enough to Bell.
getting all of that clean air underneath the car
Because I don't think it's over yet.
to that undercarriage.
Start the rears here. Yeah, copy. Just stay with it. Nice and straight. Deep breath here.
Information from the driver. He's hurt the rears.
So right there, it looks like he's loose in. He can't turn the wheel, chasing the back of the car up. That gave the 20 the big opportunity to get
It's
inside.
like flipping a switch all of a sudden, the way that car kept getting
Rear
loose.
security of the 9 did look in question.
We've seen this before, where a switch
Bell's car is a lot more consistent right now.
loses speed, loses pace.
I'm surprised he's been working just as hard as Chase.
This is one of those tracks.
I don't know how either of them have anything left in the rear.
Kind of max some of the issues of the car and find the pace that you need. So Chase is not out of it yet, Parker.
Not yet.
And that's why things just happened here. They mentioned this earlier in this race for the 9 where that switch gets flipped, where they just abuse the
You can't fault the lap car. The lap car's got to run somewhere, and they're both running the 2 fastest lines. So it's like,
teams and drivers tell me, that's something that happens. It doesn't give you a warning. You use it just a little too much, and suddenly it's gone. Remember back to Nashville, we saw Kyle Busch have that happen.
Bell's got a second lead on him now.
These teams are fighting with this car and hoping that it comes back. And you treat it nicely and not abuse that right there. Pull it back down and make another run at it.
Almost a second lead already for Christopher Bell. And Steve, I love how
for Chase and Bubba, I want to see a caution. I know it puts your race at risk as well, but you get the better shot at winning too.
Make sure that it lasts for the long run.
Well, we have plenty of time for there to be caution.
They had that wheel that came off on pit road. Adam Stevens could have very easily been at home this week for the 4 weeks that the penalty would have been for. NASCAR did not penalize him. Adam Stevens has been so valuable to Christopher Bell.
Yeah, Adam Stevens, like I said, he was Kyle Busch's crew chief from 2015 till 2020.
That was before, that was before the pass the lead. And, he was giving him great information. The 9 cars.
Good. The harder Truex and Harvick battle, the better it is for Bubba.
Understand? I am in control, man, and I'm good with that. Like when we talk about,
he's got a second on Harvick.
Communication, driver, crew chief. I don't need pleases and thank yous. You're busy. You say you got it. Take offense to that. I'm good. Take a drink of my water and see if there's any more information I need to give you.
Parading around Joey Logano.
Knew he was under control.
Denny Hamlin's going to get a top 10 after all this.
Trouble. Hey, I got it. I see it. Moments ago, Bubba Wallace passing Joey Logano for 4th.
Somebody do something stupid and bring out a caution. Let's party.
Struggling right now. We're watching him lose more positions to Kevin Harvick.
Tires shot.
And now Martin Truex Jr.
Imagine how bad Joey, Custer, and Kurt Busch's tires feel right now. If Chase is struggling that bad.
Joey's one of those guys that hadn't pitted on lap 184.
Yeah, so he's about lap 283. I think Joey's going to have to come for fuel, so about 15 more laps. Truex wants to get up there as high as you can. This race is far from over with 34 laps to go.
Yeah, and Truex has the first pit stall on a fast pit crew, so if he's in the top 5, he's still got a shot because everybody will pit again at this point.
This will be a long run. Currently for 58 laps. The longest of the day is 59 laps. So next time around will be match our longest green flag run of the day. You see the cars sliding around. Everybody's
Kyle slid a little bit.
He's had enough slides today. He slides so much it makes Chris Collinsworth jealous.
Trying to track down Cole Custer.
Hey, football humor.
On the edge of the screen. Kyle Busch not be happy running in the top 10, but for stepping out twice and not having contact and still be in the top 10.
Sounds like a fun day.
Stole my next joke.
Their level of excellence or their level of acceptable, but
Kurt Busch pitting.
Oh, I thought.
Damn. I think this is a good call. If you think you have to give
I would have watched there be a caution in like 5 laps now, and he should have held out.
get up front.
And here's Kurt Busch right now. The calls would be 4 tires.
Nah, but you got to take 4 at this point.
On the radio, and that's because he's getting close to the tire.
2 ain't going to do him any good. 4, he can get out there and make some time at
His
least.
tires were that bad, he had to take 4. Had to.
Still think they gave up too early. I'd have held out for a caution.
But these guys, 15th on back, trying to nurse.
I'm stubborn. I'm going to about run that thing out of gas, hoping for a caution.
This will be a lot of spots for the 45.
Christopher Bell still leads. Chase Elliott
And Bubba Wallace third with just 30 to go next time.
So what's going to happen to Bubba this week? That's my question.
And still got 30 laps for him to get shit on. Keselowski's going to get a top 10 out of this because he can make it too, and there's Logano's still got a pit, so that's going to put Brad in the top 10.
Wow, you go, BK.
Yeah, after the fucking day he's had. He got to body slam a rich kid and still not have his race ruined.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for Brad. Kurt's going to be fastest car on the track with those fresh tires. He can still make up a lot of spots, but I would have held out. They're going to be sick if a caution happens like now. Like, God damn it.
I'm sure Kurt will be ready to puke.
Good thing Kurt's not like how he used to be on the radio. Dude had straight up issues, man. Who could forget? Fuck! I think that was at Darlington one year.
What happened?
Who knows? I don't even remember at this point. My favorite, though, was when he was driving for that shitty 51 team, and they were clueless. They were terrible, but it's what Kurt was stuck driving after he pissed off every car owner in the world. And they're at Las Vegas, and you hear, pit now, pit now, pit now. Don't pit. And Kurt Busch goes, Jesus H. Christ, I am on pit road, already past the commitment line. And they were saying, stay out. That was the race where the crew chief, their air gun quit working in the middle of the pit stop. Air gun, motherfucker, air gun. It's the best radio soundbite ever. Air gun, motherfucker, air gun.
Was that Kurt Busch?
No, that was the crew chief. Because he was like, air gun, motherfucker. He was telling the guys to get the new air gun in. And then Kurt just goes, if it's going to happen, it happens to me.
And that is very true.
There you go. All still in life in the fast lane on USA Network.
On USA. I wonder if Brad Keselowski will be on that show this year.
Hey, Austin Dillon, you want to be useful and make a caution here for us?
Would be great to see those.
I'd hate to see Kurt Busch get fucked over. Well, Austin Dillon's pitting.
Come to pit road. Not many cars in this field can make it to the end on fuel. Right now, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace.
Chase, this is your time to save fuel. You're not going to pass Bell. Bubba Wallace is 9 seconds back. Back off. And just hope that Bell runs out of gas or you get a caution. You're not going to be able to pass him.
Austin Dillon, I think, and I would love to get your guys.
Harvick has caught. How did Harvick catch Bubba again? God damn.
Third right now. Yes, I know he finished
Harvick's got a decent car.
He's got a really good car. He just ain't been able to get the lead. Like if he could have got the lead at any point on pit road today, he could have done what Truex was doing most of this race.
Been very impressive on the racetrack. In fact, he has been.
Chase has an 8-second gap. Back off, save a lot of gas. Save whatever you can. It's hard to save under green, but you can save.
And they needed it.
Only problem is that gives Bell a chance to save too.
Yeah, that's true.
He did pit under the last yellow. So when we talk about all those leaders, we assume that we can make it. I had Austin Dillon in that category. Now, I'm not sure if maybe it wasn't full. There's a lot of things that can
Ooh, Harvick. Loose. Hell, every fucking car in the field's loose right now.
Yeah, pretty much every car is getting a little squirrely. Oh, wow, Harvick with a great run.
Look at the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. has gotten himself back to 5th place. Remember, dominant race car, led 172 laps.
You know the day I realized that I actually believe that Bubba can be a great driver one day? I know this is going to sound silly, but he was driving the 43. He passed Kevin Harvick under green at Phoenix. And I was like, damn. In the 43, he passed Harvick at Phoenix under green. I was like, okay. Because you know how Harvick is at Phoenix. That was his best track for a long time.
Pretty much his best track.
For Bubba to do that in the 43, I was like,
that's impressive.
Just little moments.
43 shit.
Because Bubba's not shown the consistent ability to be great, but he'll get these flashes. And today's one of those days where I'm like, damn, really good. If he could just consistently do this. I know he's got a lot going on around him with his team and everything, but the potential's there.
Yes.
He got a top 5 in the Brickyard 400 driving the 43 car.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Something happened to Alex Bowman, and we needed Bubba Wallace.
I remember when Bubba was about to be a free agent or whatever, or when he was coming up, there was a rumor before they gave Bowman an extension, like, Bubba to the 48 maybe. When Jimmy Johnson was getting ready to leave, it was like Tyler Reddick, Bubba, and some other guys were rumored for the 48.
Early downshift into turn 1.
Man, losing out on Tyler Reddick, though.
Corey LaJoie begged for the 48, didn't get it. Remember the letter that, guys, remember Corey wrote the letter to Rick Hendrick about why he should get the 48?
I mean, yeah. He has a lot of experience, but I don't know if he's good, though. I don't know if he's Hendrick material.
Pit strategy, the 2 tires.
Fun to get to say that Hendrick material.
Yeah.
And not being able to get a caution to bail them out.
I'm hoping to see some guys run out of gas here. It'll be funny.
We talk about a lot of different strategies in the 5-car.
Larson took no tires, and they've been regretting it ever since. So I could have told you that was a bad idea.
At the same time as our leaders did,
because he should be up around
7th or 8th, somewhere between 4th and 7th.
Yeah, somewhere between 4th and 7th he should be. Because his car wasn't that much farther off than Chase's.
Yeah.
I say Cliff Daniels is home with Kevin Mender here, who's filling in for Cliff, is trying to save a set of tires, hoping for a last yellow, but it's definitely cost the 5, Kim.
And it's not necessarily strategy that's holding Kyle Larson back. It's Kyle Larson holding Kyle Larson back. On lap 241, he came on the radio and he said, I don't know what to do. I am so bad. So this is a glaring incident where having crew chief Cliff Daniels on the box would help. We know how much of a cheerleader Cliff is for Kyle, and in this situation, although Kevin's...
All because they lost a fucking tire at Sonoma. He ain't got his crew chief still.
Tim did check in with Justin Alexander, crew chief for Austin Dillon a moment ago. Steve, the reason they pitted?
Custer finally pitted. This is about the time Custer and Logano would be hitting pit road. Logano's still staying out.
Absolutely makes sense and why he came down pit road. We thought it could be a fuel thing, but it was a flat tire. We see now the 41 of Cole Custer on pit road. Unfortunately, as expected, needing fuel in this 41. So
yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Logano catches lucky breaks like this all the time.
Excuse me. Back on the racetrack.
Kurt Busch just got his lap back because he's got the fresh tires. So now if a caution comes out, Kurt Busch in great shape.
Hell yeah, he is.
So now if the caution does come out, he can choose to stay on the racetrack and be the leader.
That's what I'd do. This is where pitting early was a benefit.
But potential benefit.
Yeah. Man, Bell's loose.
41 was on pit road a little bit ago, and watch what happens.
His car fall off the jack.
Right side up. Tires going on, Steve. Right rear.
Oh, it hasn't come off yet.
Oh, and then he drops the jack.
Oh!
That's his
what are you doing?
Jack falls, I'll leave.
Yeah, now the jack
that's the cue. They always tell them when you feel the jack drop, you hit the gas. So he didn't know.
Back it up. I don't, compound the mistake.
Stupid ass jack, man.
Jacks it up, puts the right rear tire on.
Come on.
You got to be more alert. You got to be watching the tire changer because you're the cue to go and you want to get out as fast as you can, but you got to be looking to make sure that it's good.
You got to look at them tires.
And over the jack, man.
Even with this single nut shit.
I guess he was just looking at the front tire because the front tire went off.
That's what he was doing.
Of course, now if the rear tire changer did their job right, it wouldn't have been a problem. But at the same time, you got to be more aware.
We're hearing more and more radios of guys, to your point, originally, Dale, that had pitted and all make it on fuel. So, Christopher Bell out here leading.
15 to go.
Yeah, earlier today.
Little fuel mileage drama.
Hey, the good thing is if everybody runs out,
Hamlin, Dale Jr., who's your pick? I told.
Oh yeah, remember Allgaier got to audition. Justin Allgaier drove the 48 when Jimmy Johnson had COVID for a week.
New Hampshire over here.
So that was around the time it was like Allgaier, Reddick, Bubba, Corey. But then Hendrick signed Kyle Larson and moved the 88 into the 48 and made the old 48 the 5 and put Larson in it. So Larson getting signed was what quelled all that.
3 races in a row here. 3 in a row in the Xfinity car.
This is Bell's best racetrack by far in both series.
This team, they're getting better.
Trucks haven't run here in a while, but in Xfinity and Cup, this is definitely Bell's best track. I should have known. Actually, I did know because I wanted to pick him.
All the Gibbs drivers that you bring back to this racetrack, and you look at practice from yesterday, I just felt good about it.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't pick the 20 because the pit crew. They have had issues on pit road.
That's why I didn't. I'm like, I don't trust these motherfuckers.
2 of the 3 fastest stops in all of New Hampshire were the 20 team.
So they, more than anybody's, hoping there's not another caution because then they can't fuck up the race if there's not another caution.
They had the day when it mattered most. That could be the difference maker, not to mention obvious talent behind the wheel. And they made changes on those pit crews with Bubba Wallace's team. And both of those teams sitting in the top 3 right now.
So that is actually
That's true.
favor for both of those crews on this particular day.
That is a funny thing.
Wonder why they make those changes. There must be.
So the Facebook comments from the Boomers now, Bubba's crew goes to a different driver, they win.
Of all these individuals, and how to put them together and make sure they're a great unit.
Keselowski passing a Hendrick car
William Byron, Brad has had
for 8th.
up and down day. Qualified in the top 10 though. Came here with more speed than we've seen.
Yeah, Brad's going to finish like 7th out of this, I think.
Down to 8th position.
He's got to get by Byron first.
22 Logano right there in front of him for another spot if he's going to work up there and get that
There should be no track for 10th place.
I would say
That's just not possible, though.
for the 6 car, if he can get ahead of these 2 guys, he'd be real happy.
Guess what?
Well, Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta.
Yeah, a track that's so big it makes sense.
For an organization that has kind of been down to rebound, right? Brad went over to Roush.
Still, if Bell wins, you're getting another different winner. That'll be the 14th different winner, and there's only 16 spots in the playoffs. And there's still Daytona coming up and a couple of road courses.
Oh, God, another Daytona.
2 road courses in Daytona coming up, and Michigan. And Pocono, which is notorious for fuel mileage and fucked up strategies and surprise winners.
That's the only reason why I like Pocono.
Yeah, it's the only reason anybody likes Pocono. Yeah, it's a very unique racetrack.
It is.
The 3 corners are completely different. 2 are flat, 1 has some banking. It's 2.5 miles, the longest straightaway on an oval in NASCAR.
Changes and improvements across the board, from top to bottom. And that takes so much thought process, so much away.
Been a great track for Hendrick, I think, from 2013, from the second Pocono race in 2012 all the way through 14. They won all the races. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Casey Kane Jr. twice.
Nobody's gonna run out. Joey's still running.
How the fuck is Joey still running is an excellent question.
I mean, yeah, he's just floating around the same spots, but yeah, Joey, they ain't pitted.
Other than
how?
Truex, who kind of led so many laps, everybody at some point was mixed all through in different positions. And one car gets by Byron. Byron, a little out of shape off of turn 4, gives that position away.
I'm flabbergasted by how Joey Logano is still running.
Stand between Christopher Bell and what should be a guaranteed spot in the 2022 playoffs as you watch Welsh Chastain get around the 22 there. And we saw Loudon the Lobster, and Brad held it up earlier, 21-pound trophy here at New Hampshire. Christopher has said in the past, hey, I'm not super stoked about the Lobster situation. Wife Morgan, though, she is really excited about that. I think Christopher can get over
As the kids say, that's Trill.
A playoff berth on the line right here, you can kiss a Lobster.
7 to go.
Oh, yeah, man. You do whatever it takes.
Trackhouse had a shitty day and are still going to get both cars in the top 10.
The implications today, Steve, of winner.
That's how good they are. And Kevin Harvick's playoff bubble gets even bigger if Bill wins, so fuck you, Harvick.
So the 22 car that we were watching on the screen.
You're going to have to win a race to make it.
188.
We're going to have 14 winners now if Bell or Bubba wins here.
He's been able to stay out there, and we understand that, they don't have the same
Bubba's the long shot. I'm still kind of hoping that Bell and Chase both run out of gas and Bubba makes it.
First and second pickup, it would start to miss a little bit. You'd flip the switch, get a little bit more fuel, drive around.
Joey is so slow, he's obviously aggressively just saving gas.
Lapped up the 16th.
You're probably going to run out of power. Now, here at a 1 mile racetrack, you might be able to slow down with some RPM and come back around. But this is a much farther way than we thought anybody could go on fuel. And this is the
Michael said stay green. I don't know, Michael. I lost out on my shot at money.
So it's going to be a lot to
5 to go.
say or what they're going to learn and how far they can run. The 20 car, Christopher Bell, continues to lead, driving away from Chase Elliott. Very comfortable lead. Almost 5 seconds on the 9 car. Over 10 seconds on 3rd place.
Talk about Bubba being in 3rd.
Everything he said, and this is a real talent. He has a tremendous future ahead of him. I believe he will win championships.
Logano pits. Logano made it to 5 to go.
The 22 is on pit.
Dear God.
Think about
how.
So these guys should be fine to the end.
Hell yeah.
If Logano can make it to 5 to go.
That a little squirrely there. Getting a little squirrely there.
I keep waiting for the car to lose power and him start shaking it around. That's what they do when they run out of gas and start going, shit.
Really appreciates that.
Trying to shake whatever's in there to hit the fuel pickup or whatever.
Yeah, they twerk it.
Jeff Burton happened to 11.
Tracks that we see a lot of in the
Oh yeah, Christopher Bell did do the Jeff Burton today.
driver he wants to be for Joe Gibbs.
Didn't lead every lap, but look at how many cars was a lap down.
Adam Stevens was coaching.
3 to go.
I like that, right? With a little bit of confidence.
Like that dude on Rogue One. When it comes to Bill and Chase not running out, so close to greatness. So close to Bubba winning.
Kind of entered years ago, all the way back at Penny Enterprises.
If they got another restart, Bubba would kill these guys. He'd just fucking drive through them. I feel like he would. I feel like he would just drive through them.
Championship crew chief gets this young driver, Christopher Bell. I don't think anyone judges his talent.
2 laps to go.
Adam Stevens.
Larson's last car on the lead lap.
No surprise that he's figuring out this new car with Christopher.
Come on, Kurt, get that top 10.
And Kurt Busch, with his fresh tires, still going to get a top 10 out of this.
There right now, Steve. You just want this thing to get over. No cautions. Please, nobody wreck.
Coming to the light.
White flag is all I wanted to see.
Larson let him go. Class act.
It takes forever to get to that light. Off a turn.
The white flag, 1 lap to go. 1 lap away from our 14th different winner.
13 fucking cars in the lead lap.
This will be a second career win in 92.
That's not a measure of it's a good race. It doesn't really matter how many cars are on the lead lap.
14th driver to win in 2022.
This last 100 laps is pretty good.
So much success in the Xfinity Series. Been looking for some consistency and some.
Michael, and $90 for me. He won 190 because Bell won.
Off turn.
Christopher Bell. Ring my bell.
The checkered flag. Christopher Bell wins at New Hampshire.
And Larson not second.
Excellent work, guys. Excellent work. Thank you. Thank you.
Bell kind of got fucked last year. He came back and won it this year.
I don't know what you did, but you woke this thing up.
Chase Elliott has 4 straight top 2s, 2 of them wins.
Bubba!
And Bubba Wallace finished 3rd. Kiss my ass.
Good job, Bubba.
Brad Keselowski 7th.
Kurt, yes.
And Kurt gets a top 10.
Kurt with a green flag.
So that's just a feel-good top 10.
Puts himself in the playoffs. A huge day for these guys. Kurt Busch, by the way, that strategy pitted, came all the way back to his 10th.
Knew I should have bet on Bill. I'm just glad that Crew Swap didn't totally sabotage Bill's season.
Ready to figure out how to do some.
Don't fucking wreck it. You need these cars. This car, if he were to make it to the championship race, this will probably be the car they'd bring to Phoenix, because Phoenix is very similar style setup.
As Christopher burns down, they use
and then see if it'll run well at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Normally the way it used to work is cars run well. I don't know this new car. If trying to do the old thing of, hey, I just kicked ass with this car, I'll try to bring it somewhere with a semi. I don't know if that'll work with it.
Yeah. Well, we saw Ross Chastain won a road course and took that road course car and they turned it into a Talladega car and he won there too.
Well then, I guess I'm wrong.
2022 years that this has happened before as Christopher climbs out and celebrates the fans. They celebrate him.
03, 2011 were 2 of the best seasons I've ever watched of racing in my life.
He takes his longtime partner's ring to victory lane.
Yeah, at least I got that Allgaier win yesterday. $35.
For Christopher Bell, Joe Gibbs Racing. He came in saying, yeah, no doubt, one of my better racetracks, and he puts himself into the 2022 playoffs in front of these New Hampshire fans.
Started.
Really?
Already, yeah.
How about that? Welcome to the playoffs.
Actually, maybe it's just this is Christopher Bell's best racetrack, and he's really good.
I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a race from my views.
Got the Peyton Manning forehead imprints.
Racing with the 45, the 22, and the 9. You know, we were all running different lines. That was a blast.
Who cut his face off and reattached it?
So happy to be here at Joe Gibbs Racing.
Second career win. He won the Daytona road course last year. Bill did.
Talk about coming into this race. You knew you were really good at this racetrack. You said one of my best racetracks. But when you were coming,
I came close. You had Truex, who I bet on, finished 4th. I was in the ballpark.
Look at all the crowd, and winning cup races is hard. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming out. But it just seems like we've been so close, and then we've fallen off a little bit last week. And
good winner.
You know, I was talking to my best friend, and I told him, I said,
Why does Bell look like he's 12 years old? He's looked like this his entire life.
And then the last couple weeks, I felt like we were pretty far away, but here we are today.
There you go. Hey, I know you said in the past you're not
Bell's not a bust.
situation.
He doesn't look like a bust right now.
I guess I'm gonna have to be.
There you go. All right, we'll see if.
And I applaud him for knocking Kevin Harvick deeper into missing the playoffs.
Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell officially in.
They entered this race 16th in the playoffs, 19 above the cut line. Don't have to worry about that
That's really
anymore.
gonna fuck it up when somebody like Bubba or Eric Jones wins.
Yeah.
That's really gonna. If both of them win.
The flag. I'm sure he's wanted to win here a long time. Christopher
Oh, good for Bell.
wins
Yeah, I'm
the
happy
day
for Bell.
in this 20 car.
Another one.
I always applaud a different winner. Even if it's somebody I don't like. Even if Harvick had won, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Good. Another different winner. But
I'm just finding out Harvick.
Together to make it happen.
well, Poconos next week. Fuel mileage.
Better race.
For tires, I only trust Goodyear.
Why did I not mute the commercials? Peace be with you.
3 o'clock next week, right?
I think so. Round, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Watch them start Pocono at 4. Rain-prone Pocono with no lights.
reason.
The Xfinity race is at Saturday at 5. And I'm like,
Why?
why?
How are they gonna get the race in if it's at 5?
Xfinity races are shorter, but still, god damn, if it rains,
That's cutting it close.
if it rains for 20 minutes, you're fucked.
Yeah, like even if it doesn't rain, like you're cutting it really close at 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
NBC and whoever coordinates these start times. I'll see you later.
Yep.
As for the rest of you, I'm hanging out for Bubba's interview because I want to see Bubba's interview. He finished 3rd, goddammit. And should be applauded for finishing 3rd. I'm quite happy for Bubba. I'm happy for Bell to win that race. He's a good dude. Talented driver. Definitely the odd man out at fucking Gibbs. Doesn't seem to get any respect. Shout out to the Iceberg for saying the same thing I said earlier when I said if it was Chastain rubbing into the leader like Chase was, Burton would have went ape shit. But it was Elliott, so Burton didn't say anything. Also, this broadcast did not miss Rick Allen at all. Nothing against Rick Allen, but they really did not miss him today.
Got it back, and then his teammate wins a race, and now he's looking, oh my goodness, it's going to be that much harder to get in the playoffs. That's how quick things are going to change, and we still got a lot of races left before the playoffs start.
There are 2 things.
Bell is so underrated.
Christopher Bell winning the race at 27 years old. We've seen a lot of these drivers that come in the sport in the low young 20s and need time, right? These great, we know Christopher Bell has amazing talent, and he's
Pocono, Indy Road Course, Michigan, Richmond, Watkins Glen, and Daytona until the playoffs.
Before he becomes that dominant driver he wants to be. It's good that we're patient with that. But also the 9-car Chase Elliott racked up a ton of points going for that regular season championship. Not many guys had a lot of playoff points still just a few weeks ago. Who goes and wins a bunch of races? Who gets a lot of stages? The 9 team. They have separated themselves from the rest of this field in terms of playoff points, and that's going to be important.
Where's the Bubba interview?
Yeah, when you look at Christopher, too, in his career, you mentioned only his 2nd win. I believe part of that maturing that you're talking about as a driver is to get different opportunities. And now being in the playoffs, this whole year has more value to him. It's not just a new car. He's going to feel that playoff pressure, feel what it's like to go to round 1. You know, that
Boy,
is
Victory Lane at New Hampshire is so ghetto.
because the veterans turn up the wick when we get into the playoffs. I think some
Turn up the wick.
turn up the wick now, trying to make sure they're in the playoffs.
Oh, no question. And hey, listen, Joe Gibbs, sign this guy long term. Do not let him get away.
Boy, Jeff Burton loves his conservative, underachieving drivers, even though Bell is underrated and very talented.
You're a young driver, and you've got to give him time. And then you get a guy like Christopher Bell. He's on the verge of winning a lot of races. You got to keep him in the fold. Don't let him get away.
Absolutely. The celebration.
Bell really needed this.
It's going to have a Peacock pit box.
The cock box.
DJ and Brad.
Hey, Junior and Christopher Bell climbing out in victory.
What a top 10, though, for real.
In theory, I said he was
I enjoyed that race. I know it was pretty dull early, but I think stage 3 was pretty good. There was enough going on today to keep the race interesting. I enjoyed it.
Last year, but I would
And he had a lot to talk about for that last 100 laps. That's the most important thing for me, since I just sit here and fucking talk all day.
Amazingly, and really wasn't in a position to win it until the very end.
Logano spinning the tires on a restart after staying out single-handedly fucked Truex out of this win.
You could argue the fact, and we've talked about this quite a bit in our calls and things as we prepared for the races, that Christopher Bell and his team have been the fastest and best performing on the track of the Joe Gibbs Racing drivers. And
How many poles does Bell have this year? They have been pretty fast. And why is the Xfinity race at 5 o'clock on Saturday? At least I'll be home for it.
Able to race for more race wins. What a great performance there by this young man today. He is so very talented, and this is a young man that, when you talk about the playoffs, can win at any of the types of racetracks that are in the playoffs.
And Brad, they have been so fast all year long, and DJ's been saying it, they're quick, but pit road has been an issue. And man, did they not only recover from last week and that wheel that fell off on pit road, Loudon not being a penalty for
I'm just so thrilled that Bubba had a complete race at a non-super speedway.
Talk about a recovery for a young pit crew, and that really was maybe the key for Christopher Bell winning this race.
Yeah, you know, this could have been a demoralizing day for Christopher Bell, because he comes into this racetrack knowing this is one of my favorite. I'm great here. I have the capabilities of winning. But with the past mistakes like DJ's talking about, that can put a little doubt in your mind. But what I saw today was complete execution by this race team. They are fast, no mistakes. They were great on pit road. And when you give him a shot, like we've been saying with these track position races, you give Christopher Bell a shot, this is what you're capable of getting.
Yeah, we talked about the pit crew and their struggles. So
he really had to work for that one. He had to make a green flag pass for the lead at this shithole. That's hard work. Why are we not interviewing anybody? Why am I sitting here not seeing any interviews?
Flawless on pit road.
I appreciate getting to see Victory Lane for once, but the only reason I'm still on is for an interview.
Just that chance, because he is so very talented. So kudos to them. You know, and you just look back to third, where the swap was. Bubba Wallace finished third. Yep. We stood and watched their pit stops all day long, and they did a tremendous job. So really a great job by the pit crew coach and everyone involved there.
And I love what Adam Stevens told his guys this week on the pit crew. He didn't get mad at them. He said, hey, just keep it to the basics, and they were able to do that.
AJ Allmendinger finished 16th. I think that's pretty good for a part-time team.
Chase Elliott so quick all afternoon long. Parker caught up with him.
Disappointed for Eric Jones and Tyler Reddick.
In an up and down day, Chase Elliott finishes second. At one point, you got put all the way back to 22nd after a loose wheel and drove to the field.
Padded that points lead, Chase.
Christopher Bell in that last run.
Just do a better job again. Same conversation as Road America, unfortunately. So just, you know, I feel like just a poor run of execution on my end, you know, throughout that last run. I mean, I feel like it took me a while to get past Joey and the 45, and had to run a little harder than I wanted to, and then got in front of those guys and just made a couple mistakes and couldn't get much breathing room. So Christopher did a good job. Congrats to those guys. I know they stay close to winning, so that's cool. But obviously for us, you know, we're in a position where, you know, guys at this level really should close out a race if you got the lead like
Damn,
that.
Chase, calm down, bro.
You know,
how can you not like Chase Elliott? He's ripping himself a new asshole for not winning this race.
In the NASCAR Cup Series, I'd have to say some things are going right. You're putting yourself in position, right?
He makes me feel bad for him, even though he's really successful and one of the top talents in the series.
The top twos don't tell the whole story. Sometimes you got to step back and look at the reality of it. And the reality is, you know, I've given away a couple races just by making too many mistakes. And, you know, you don't...
You made one mistake at Road America, and then he made one today.
How do you clean it up?
Go to work. I don't know. Everything.
Chase Elliott.
Good racetracks for Chase coming up. Pocono, Watkins Glen especially. And the Indy Road Course, obviously. Hey, Bubba interview. Hell yeah.
In the top 20, look at this run. Third on the pylon to finish. What a great day. What kind of energy does this inject into you and the team?
Yeah, I'm just proud of the team. Proud of myself. Proud of everybody at the shop. They brought I'm going to give them a decent DraftKings Toyota Camry TRD. It didn't handle that great, but it had speed, and so we knew that. And so just the mental preparation, had to set yourself up for a long day, and we did. Had no idea where we were running there at the end.
I knew it was inside the top 5, but just tire management there at the end, and we were able to capitalize. So just proud of everybody. Happy it's been hell for me the last month, and so good to come out with the top 5.
There were a lot of unknowns coming into the race today. Did it play out as you expected, or were there big surprises?
No, this sport humbles you, so there's really no surprises, right? You just you gotta keep the task at hand and be mindful of your surroundings and just do your job. As long as you do that, you never know if you can end up with the top 3 or 20th or whatever it may be. You just stick true to your path.
Great run today for Bubba Wallace.
All right, y'all. I just wanted to see the Bubba interview. There's the lobster. Anyway, stream over. I'm going to go eat a Hot Pocket or something and relax because I've been up since 5:30 this morning because I went to work at 6. Got off at 1, but I did a lot today and it's catching up with me. So, good night. Godspeed. I'll see y'all next week, or if you want to watch me play video games, I'll see you before then. Have a good night. I want to go enjoy my 2 days.